That's the whole thing. So $3.99.
Yes.
Individual.
I think it's just gonna be worth it, especially when we use the magic jet. We have people.
There's no on.
Let's go!
I tell you, ladies and germs, that ghoul friend of mine makes me so crazy. She told me she thought she'd look good in something long and flowing. So I threw her in the Mississippi. And how about that Ernest Hemingway, always shooting his mouth off? Ooh. Hello? Anybody? I know you're out there, folks. I can hear you bleeding. Is this on? I know what this crowd wants. A little slay on words. Maybe a couple of nasty fright gags? Something along the lines of tonight's nasty nugget.
Let's go! Crazy, but that's how it goes. Millions of people living as foes. Maybe it's not too late to learn how to love and forget how to hate. Mental wounds not healing, life's a bitter shame. I'm going off the rails on a crazy train. I'm going off the rails on a crazy train. Let's go! I've listened to preachers, I've listened to fools, I've watched all the dropouts who make their own rules. One person conditioned to rule and control. The media sells it, and you live the role. Mental wounds still screaming, driving me insane. train. I'm going off the rails on a crazy train. I know that things are going wrong for me. You gotta listen to my words, yeah.
Well,
Hello? Testing?
we
Testing?
still had his theme music playing in the background, didn't we?
There we go.
It was coming from Matt's just destroying the studio.
So-
He's throwing everything around.
So, in honor of Mother's Day last week, we actually Dan Ranlett put together that nice little
My
collection,
5-minute montage. there.
Yes.
It takes me 5 minutes to do a 4-minute video.
and it was in honor of all the great mothers that are out there,
And
and of course the biggest mother of all,
Glenn
our
R.J.
producer Glenn
Yes,
R.J. Willett.
And that will be up on the website.
And here's my tribute to Glenn R.J. Willett.
Oh, he's even walking to his back.
Because we all did the 4-mile walk for hunger. Glenn was there with QCE News with the equipment to broadcast. So we all spent about 2 to 3 good hours in the sun. Actually, Glenn probably spent more time setting up the
He did.
equipment and breaking it down. He's very much reminiscent of perhaps a lord of sorts, a Darth Maul, perhaps.
He's kind of Darth Maul-y, but he's more of the Emperor.
Yeah.
He's more of the you know, he should have been wearing his hood today. He should have been covering himself.
Yes, and we do want to do.
Get over there by the stage.
I'd like to do one
young
more
Padawan.
tribute. Yes, one more tribute. Within the past couple hours, we just realized that we lost another great legend,
We did.
and have to do a little. We also lost Donna Summer, but I don't have I'm a gay man without a Donna Summer
You know
song
what?
right now.
I'm more affected by this loss than I am by Donna Summer.
I put it in just as equal. Well, we still have Maurice, right? Or
No, we have Barry.
We have
Barry.
Barry, yeah.
I mean, Donna Summer did.
That's about it.
Now, Donna Summers,
Donna
who Glenn
Summers.
announced passed away on Friday. Suzanne Summers. She's being buried on Wednesday. Suzanne Summers, her sister, I guess, passed away as well. So,
Yes.
But Donna Summer, the
So-
disco queen, passed away. And
I
she
thought I was the
actually-
disco queen.
She actually, and there were many hits, and she and again an icon in the disco scene, an
Yes.
icon of the '70s, and she will be greatly missed. Me though, I love the Bee Gees. This also probably affected my stepfather big time too, because my stepfather is a huge Bee Gees fan as well. I mean, my stepfather Bob loves the Bee Gees.
Yeah.
And
I love the Bee Gees too.
I love the
know,
Bee
Matt,
Gees.
you're a lover of the Bee Gees. I remember when you and I were roommates. I used to do Kiss music.
Yes.
I used to sing Kiss tunes as the Bee Gees.
Yes.
I used to walk around the apartment and I'd be like, I used to do that all the
Yes.
time, and yeah, I would be like, I was doing that all the
Yes,
time, and it was really
yes.
annoying. But
I thought it was very fun.
and I thought it would be a great thing if you had people touring. If you had people touring as the Bee Gees doing Kiss music, I think that
Yes.
would have been a big idea.
Yeah.
And then Jimmy Fallon, many years later, stole my idea and
Yeah.
had the Robin
And
Gibb, the
who-
Barry Gibb talk show, and but.
Who the fuck
But-
would think to do a Barry Gibb talk show?
But I was listening to Fallon on Stern one day, and he was talking about how when he was younger, he was with one of his pals, and they would sit there and they would do a similar thing, not singing Kiss tunes, but they would sit there and start talking like Barry Gibbs, talking like the Bee Gees, singing different songs
Yeah.
like the Bee Gees, and I'm thinking, wow, I thought of that. Just wait a minute, why ain't I on a hit TV show? Why ain't I on a popular talk show? But then I realized this is global.
This
I don't
is
need to be
global.
on network
This is
TV.
verbal
This is
fucking
global.
ejaculation. Evacuation? That's a whole different kind
This
of.
is global. I'm on the
Maybe
World
that's what-
Wide Web. I
Yes.
don't need to be on network
Exactly.
TV.
Gone global. Somalia
Yeah.
is watching.
We have Somalians
We
watching
have
tonight,
Somalians
according to
watching
Glenn
us.
R.J. Oled.
And we're huge there, but that's
We're
because the
big.
people are
We're
very
big
small.
as well. And
They don't eat. They have no food.
And I do apologize to anybody that your
We should do a
color
walk
is
for
not
Somalia.
off. Your computer screen, the tint is not
You
off.
are a lobster.
just need to-
This is red.
Oh,
This
he
red.
is burnt to a crisp.
Yes. I mean,
Burnt
Glenn,
to
you
a
got
crisp.
like that Native American, Puerto Rican shade of like brown going on. No, you got you basically got the color of the tone of the teenage boys you date. I have the red. No, I'm sorry.
He
No,
doesn't date them,
no,
he stalks
doesn't.
them.
No,
There's
he
a
just- he
difference.
stalks
He's
them.
an elected official.
You just
Yes.
friend them on Facebook. But
They're all over 20 years old. What are you talking about? They're not teenagers.
Yes, and as Chris Hansen comes into the room, Mr. Willett, why don't you have a seat? What are you
Mr.
doing
Roulette,
here?
how many buttons did you unbutton for that little girl and boy on that computer screen tonight?
Oh.
There you go. Back in your room. Back in your cage, Glenn. Back in your cage.
So,
Almighty Darth Lord.
so we got Peter White and Ryan Michael and Joel Elber. They're in the chat room right now.
Hello, gentlemen.
Hello, gentlemen. We'd like to thank them very much for a very
Yes.
enjoyable day. We did the
Yes.
Walk Against Hunger, sponsored by the New Horizons for New Hampshire. It was a 4-mile walk around most of downtown Manchester. We walked along the Merrimack River and up through to Chestnut Street. If you're familiar with the Manchester area, we probably passed by 3 of my apartments as we.
You have 3
I know you were
apartments.
giving a tour. Like
Yeah.
I used to live
I used to
here.
live there. I
Got
used to,
thrown out
I
of
used to give
here.
blowjobs there. I used to get blowjobs at Dan's apartment.
Wow.
So we want to thank you. A great turnout. I have to say, probably between 300 and 400 people, maybe even more,
There had to
showed
be
up.
more than that.
Because where we were walking,
No, it was like 750 from what Charlie was saying.
unbelievable,
750.
unbelievable.
766, something like that.
766.
Because and where we were walking when we were going down Canal Street or just past Canal Street, you could see a line of people who were already
yeah.
well ahead of
Because
us.
they already started walking before we even got out of that part.
Yeah.
Unofficial about 130, but the official will be tomorrow. There's more money coming.
Yeah, we heard that on the Peter White show tonight. They said about $130,000 raised, which is unbelievable.
And significantly more than
Unbelievable.
last
Great
year.
amount.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
And great
Amsterdam
weather,
was saying
great weather
that
for us.
at least 2,000 raised from Amsterdam team from that. That was the final.
That's
total, and
awesome.
that's
So
what-
thank you everybody who
Yeah,
donated and made a donation. It was a great turnout. I got to meet the Sherman. I never actually got to meet Charlie Sherman before. I am going to. Yeah. Our next
Jam
donation is to get Chris Rose to sign up for the $3.99 a month to get rid of these
to get rid of
fucking
the
commercials.
Oh,
on
for a
News
second
3.
there, I thought you were like upset with Charlie.
No,
Sheen
no.
about
I'm
something.
upset I didn't
I'm upset.
shake Sherm's hand today.
Sherman.
Yeah, I got to shake Gatz's hand. Thanks.
You got Gatz's autograph.
I got the runner-up. Thank you
Yeah.
very much.
Yeah.
We did get some good footage. Glenn R.J. Willett was there. He was broadcasting from the hub, the Veterans Park, so he got all of the footage from the stage. We had R.J. Norton.
Oh, and he was
great
in the
man.
QCE newscopter for most of that.
He
Yeah,
was,
he
yes.
Was. He, was
He
up.
got the Sabruta film, as
He was.
I call it, because he was hiding in the grassy knoll.
Like you turn around and he was like, you thought he was in the crowd, but then you'd look, he was way up top taking shots, like aerial footage, and then he'd be like, he was in a bush.
He's
at
very
one
stealth.
Point, like taking
He was
footage.
very
It was like-
stealth, but we want to thank him. It was just, again, great turnout, $130,000, and I think the Boston Walk for Hunger only came up about 40,000 this year. So
Pussies.
pussies.
Boston. Oh, we
And
have
there's
a lot
more,
of
and there's more
viewers there,
homeless
actually.
people in Boston too.
Yes.
So that's,
Yes.
Now the question is, did they feed the homeless people at the walk today, or was it just the volunteers?
Well, I think a couple
'Cause they were very
a couple of
stingy with
homeless
the Powerades.
people shoulda, you know. Well, I thought they were being very generous with the beverages because those they weren't really keeping. You know, it was the watermelon they were being stingy with. I noticed.
Okay.
Oh, really?
All right.
Yeah.
This is
Not with
what
the
I
hot
wanted to
dogs,
talk
though.
about today.
I ate 5 hot dogs.
Thank you. This is
The hot dogs were just like those were just
They
being
were just
thrown
like,
around.
they were just,
This
yeah.
is one thing I wanted to talk about the watermelon, because we
Yeah.
know a stereotype.
Yeah.
Let's
yeah,
face it, we
yeah,
know a
yeah.
stereotype.
We're not going to talk about
So,
those stereotypes.
The guy who was cutting up the watermelon, he was handing it out mostly like 2 pieces at a time, and he was I think he was coming to the end of one of the watermelons, and he's holding it up. He's like, "Who wants a slice? Slice of watermelon. Who wants a slice?" And the volunteer that's next to him says, "Oh, I think she wants one." And I shit you not, it was a little black girl.
Wow.
No
Of
kidding.
course.
And
Wow.
my first reaction was, did that bitch volunteer just state that? Did she
But
just
did
make
the
a
little
racial
girl want
comment?
that? But did she really want that one?
What I didn't realize is the little girl was like, "Oh yeah, I did want that."
Yeah, of course that.
Yeah.
Well, of course the little
But
girl
when
wanted
you,
the watermelon.
when you don't see
Yes.
it, I turned around and I was eating, and I heard the volunteer say, "Oh, I think that little girl wants some."
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Did you just point out
It
the little
wasn't-
6-year-old black
Yeah,
girl?"
but it wasn't. That's
Way-
You know.
Way to break down the barriers. Way to break down the barriers.
But at one point, Miss New Hampshire was handing out watermelon. I was like, they had her handing out the watermelon pieces. I was like, wow.
I do love the fact that you tend to forget that watermelon is a natural laxative.
Yeah.
And after doing a 4-mile walk without any rest stops, there was one porta potty I saw. One
I
porta
think they had
potty.
two. They had the mile 1 and mile 2.
There was one at mile 1.
There was one at mile 1.
Oh, I just went in my
It
bottle.
was buried. It was buried like behind all the trees where they had everybody was kind of foraging for the water that was kind of under that
Yeah.
bush. Where everybody was fighting for the water.
And you were
And
trying to get the
then-
water that wasn't flavored.
Yeah,
And
you
eventually
wanted,
you were
wanted
just so
that
tired, you're
no-name
like, "Oh,
brand
let
flavored
me."
water, and it was like,
Why did I get the
there was these
lemon?
weird flavors too. It was like chalky mint flavor, and then there was like,
Really?
but you're looking at the flavors. We ended up getting raspberry and lemon, right? Where the but it was
Yeah.
like, but you're looking at some of the flavors, and you're like, rectal itch flavors, or
Rectal-
something like. Well, I am thirsty.
I think that was the
Yeah.
brand name.
Maybe-
It was rectal
maybe
itch
I'll
lemon
drink
and
it.
rectal itch
But
raspberry.
it's free water. You're doing it for you can't be
Yeah.
bitching and
Oh, no.
moaning like, oh, I want the Perrier or
When you have
where's
a
the Fiji water.
rectal itch in your
Although
throat,
didn't we
you don't
didn't we
notice
make
it,
some
though.
comments about Dasani
Well,
sucking?
Dasani
because
sucks.
they
That's
hit
the
salt
worst
water.
one. Nobody, because that actually gives me headaches if I drink Dasani.
Salt in it.
There's sulfur.
And
there's,
I
there's
had
there's
a
all this stuff.
massive headache by the end of that
Did you?
walk.
It's
Yeah.
the stuff they put in Dasani. They add minerals and they add chemicals in Dasani to make it taste different. And it's
Well, I
not.
was assuming the salt too is to make you thirsty, so you'll want to drink more.
Yeah.
Drink more of it.
Yeah.
It's a campaign.
I
but
just
it's
can't
not-
get enough to Dasani.
But you
I'm
should
so
just give. If
thirsty.
you're gonna give people water, give them water.
Yeah.
Just water. Like you can get these things. These are
Yes,
pretty cheap.
at Market Basket.
These crystal geysers, they have them everywhere. It's like and
$2 for a 24 pack.
it's
I'm
like
doing
it's
advertising for
generic water. But I understand most of that stuff was donated stuff. So
Oh, yeah,
who knows
yeah.
where it came from? But still,
Did we already lost Amsterdam?
Amsterdam already gave up. Well, they're going to
Oh.
Sherm's hot tub.
Oh, that's
Isn't
right.
it?
They're going in the hot tub.
They're
In
going
the
to
hot tub.
According to that, they were
Really?
invited to Sherm's hot tub. Is what they were saying on the show.
Why weren't we invited to Sherm's house?
Because I guess we're not good
Like a shitload of. It's like all of a sudden I'm
You're
getting.
getting bombarded with
Yeah.
Grinder postings. Is that
Yep.
what it is? Ooh,
God
did I
bless
see you
Grindr.
at the walk today? Was that you
Was
walking?
that
by?
you walking?
Oh.
Yes, it
Was
was.
that you peeing in the Dasani cup?
Yes,
Was
it
that
was.
you hanging out with that Glen RJ?
Plus, I had my
lab?
empty water bottle that I brought from home, so I had 2 porta potties
Yeah, two
actually.
porta potties. I don't. If I'm doing walking and if it's a hot day, I never have to pee.
Yeah, you just sweat it out.
It comes out. Yeah, it goes out of your body.
Yeah,
I never
same with
feel the
me.
need to pee.
Same with
I
me.
had to pee before I started walking, and then
Because
It
you were
just
talking about
subsided.
the whole thing. You were like, "Oh, should I go home and pee? Should I?" You were complaining about having to pee,
Yeah.
and you never peed
No.
until like we got to the end of the walk, and you still didn't pee because you
I
disappeared
still
for a
didn't
while. I thought you were gonna pee, but it doesn't.
I did. Eventually, I did. Just before they started handing out the prizes.
Which none of us won anything. But that's
No.
all right. It was all for charity.
It was
Joel
all for
didn't
charity.
win that trophy. He really,
No,
really
he
won
really
it.
won that trophy. And nobody won best musical group. I don't think any musical group signed up this year. So we could have pretended verbal ejaculation.
Although I was gonna
could
say,
have pretended that.
technically, Amsterdam does a lot of music. I mean,
They
Peter
do.
White plays
Airtight.
music on his show. Airtight.
Airtight is a band that is.
They're friends with the Lifted Crew.
Isn't it 90?
Matt Connerton.
Of, Amsterdam
Matt
is?
Connerton, part of the Amsterdam crew, is a
Yeah,
musician.
He's a musician. Have you sat in with Airtight on any of their sessions?
No, I interviewed them on
Yeah, I
Local
know you
Outbreak.
did that,
The greatest Local Outbreak episode, if you go to the Local Outbreak page, Airtight. Which is
Oh, that's where
spelled
they
H-E-I-R-T-Y-T.
infer you're a homosexual and
Yes, yes.
actually don't stop inferring for quite some time.
Right,
Yeah.
right. It was very entertaining and uncomfortable and awkward at moments as well.
I love the awkward moments.
Of course, Ryan did say something in the chat room that he said that he was waiting for a nurse to pop in frame and say, "Mr. Connerton, the doctor will see you now," with the his reference to the I guess our set, because it does look like a hospital waiting room.
Yes,
but,
and
you know,
truth be told, there are magazines for the waiting room just off
there is,
camera.
there is.
Well, and it does say on one of those doors over there,
It is a
Dr.
licensed
Gustafson
psychologist.
Yeah,
Well,
there's a
I've
lot of
seen
LADCs in here, so apparently
Yeah.
Manchester is just lousy with
Mhm.
drug addicts and
Yeah.
recovering alcoholics.
And they were here Friday night, right? They were.
Yeah,
here
I saw a
for
few of
Michigan
them. I
Crew.
saw a few people from my AA meeting at.
Oh, well, you can't.
at the
It's
walk.
not. You can't talk about that.
I
though.
can't.
It's
I can't
AA.
say who was
Yeah,
there.
you
It's
can't
just
say
people
who it
from the
is.
meeting.
Because I remember I went to a few AA meetings and I'd run into some actual celebrities at these AA meetings, like local celebrities. And you would walk like people that were on TV, and like you would walk into these people.
I'm not saying
and
anything,
you
but
can't-
is somebody who
you
has
can't
a
say
high
Charlie
pressure
Sherman.
system.
No, but you can't say hi, Charlie Sherman. I remember seeing you at the meeting. No, you can't say stuff like that.
Right.
You can't say, Al, it was great to see you Wednesday
Mr.
night
Caprillion
at the
Good to see-
lodge. No, but you would run into people and you'd want to say, hey, that guy's in the AA meeting, but you can't because that
No.
defeats the whole AA purpose of the anonymous. But yes, I can name names.
Yes,
From-
you
from
can. I'm
one-
sure
from
you
one of
could.
from one of the meetings that I attended, there was actually some people in TV land, not TV land, the Nick at Night.
No, but there's plenty of alcoholics on TV land. For those of you who want to call in during the show live, it is 978-702-9952. Again, that's 978-702-9952. You can also text us during the show, 603-344-6491. That's 603-344-6491. When we're off air, you can always get in touch with us at ve@ipmnation.com or email us individually, matt@ipmnation.com, dan@ipmnation.com, chris@ipmnation.com. Glenn does not have his own personal ipmnation.com, does
He
he?
has a QC.
He does
Yes.
have, yes, he has QCnews@gmail.com
And,
for the radio and TV portion only.
and I want to point out there was a lot of tension between him and the mayor today. There
Yes.
And it was like
was.
hot tension.
It was
too.
hot. There was a little.
Sexual tension.
The mayor
Yeah.
walks by. He made a comment about it being hot out, and the mayor gave him this look like, "How dare you even breathe the same air I'm breathing, Mr. Roulette?" Oh, it was. It was tension, and it was one of those things where you kind of like, you want to play the music in the background.
Yeah.
You do. I know you do. But it's one of those things where you just you're riveted to your seat because you're watching it. Because when the mayor first showed up, Glenn's sitting there at his table with his setup, and I don't think Glenn noticed the mayor was there. But there was that sixth
How
sense.
could you miss him
That
in that
sixth
bright
sense of
blue
Glenn
shirt?
that all of a sudden that arch nemesis was behind him, and Ted the bully was behind him, and you could tell.
Bully!
You could tell that there was this like tension already, and you were waiting. Was there going to be any discussion? Was there going to be one of those? Aha!
Was there going to be a fight?
Was there going to be some type of fisticuffs? Was there going to be one of those? And then I was standing right there, and the mayor was walking by, and I think Glenn said, "Is it hot enough for you, mayor?" And he made that like, "You son of a bitch, Glenn! How dare
What, you think I'm going to put taxes on the heat now?
How
huh?
dare you ask me if it's hot enough? You're going to blame the heat on me? You son of a bitch. Like, just because I'm a heavy-set man, you're thinking I'm good. You gosh darn son of a... Oh, it was
I will say, I was a whore to get the mayor's autograph. I was pushing
Really?
little girls aside.
No, but
just so I
you
could get-
turned to the dark side. You just totally went against Glenn by doing that. You showed
Hey,
your true
I-
colors today, Mr. Rose.
I
you
don't
said,
care.
fuck Glenn R.J. Olette. I'm going over to the mayor's team.
Well, I already have
That's what
Glenn's
you said.
autograph.
I can hold my own.
That's what he did. He went over there and he went over to show. I heard him and I have footage.
I had
I'm gonna
Glenn
play it
sign my
next
tit
week.
once. I was just like, here you go, sign
I'm gonna
right here.
bring the footage next week. You went over to the mayor. You said, "Listen, that Glenn R.J. Olette, he's a nut job. Listen, let me tell you something, Mr. Mayor. I'm on your corner, sir. I will work for you. I'm gonna be on
Speaking of
Glenn's
which, I did
show."
see him at a street corner once, and some girl was letting him walk across the street, and my first thought was,
Just push him. Just push him.
just a little,
Really?
just a little nudge, and then I was like, she's not gonna hit you
That'd be
across
quite
the
the
street.
publicity if
That
you
would-
did.
Yeah,
But we did see.
local mediocre.
We did see a little girl trip, and Peter made the comment when the little girl fell. Well, you should go tell the mayor to fix
Yes.
this street because this little girl fell right on the street while we were walking.
That's
today.
right, a pothole.
I believe
Yeah,
I did see
it's a
Mayor
horrible
Gatza
putter.
spit on Glenn.
Did he,
at one
did he,
point.
did he
Yep.
spit today on Glenn?
No, he should have
Did he?
walked, though.
Well, he thought
You
Glenn
were
was hot.
doing some camera work or something. You walked by, and as you walked by, it was just
Did the
Just
mayor
like
walk
that.
at all? Did he at least do any walking
What, he walked from the tent to the stage?
to get a hot dog?
Yeah.
Did he get a hot? He at least got some hot dogs.
How many hot dogs did he have?
He didn't
As much as he
stay
could
that
fit in
long.
his
Once
mouth.
He started walking, he left.
Oh,
He
yeah.
came back.
Yeah,
yeah, he was back
Greenland.
for the award ceremony at the end.
No,
He wasn't there?
I didn't remember seeing him there at the
He
end.
was at Greenland.
He was that cream line.
Oh God, Greenland was packed at 8:30 when I went to pick him up.
Really?
Yeah.
Cars
Greenland's always
just
packed. I tried to
line
go
of
there
cars.
last night or the night before. Yeah, last night I tried to go there and they were packed. They're always packed.
Well, it's the most unintentionally, hilariously named restaurant.
Creamland.
I like to call it Kremland.
I'd love to hear the advertisement for it, like
They what? They cream themselves daily. Is that what you said? What?
What's the mayor
So I ended up,
Oh,
I ended
that was
up
for the mayor
going,
nest,
I ended
huh?
up going to the new gay bar in town, but it's been a gay bar for like since 1951. I went to the Goldenrod, so that's that's a great, great
And
place.
aptly named.
Yes.
There's a new one
Gay bar.
opening July 1st.
A new gay bar?
Mhm.
Really?
You know where Boston was on Manchester Street?
Who was?
That's
Boston.
closed.
The band Boston used to live on Manchester Street,
The land.
just next to Serenity Place, right?
Yeah, that's closed, and that's where it's
Yeah, actually, somebody told me that today. That Doogie from the Breezeway is opening up his own bar, and I'm like, I'm looking at that because we actually walked past this block of street, and it's all. Yeah, I knew it was coming. I knew it was coming. Sarah Lee, you fucking get me every time. It's all. It's like dilapidated, rundown storefronts on Manchester Street and a lot of apartments, and I'm thinking, oh, so Doogie's just opening up a bar in his apartment. So he's
Wow.
basically just bringing the gay boys to his apartment like Glenn does.
And just he's doing one of those. So Glenn has a bar then. I didn't know Glenn had a bar.
I say that, but it was a gay friend of mine who came to my apartment to tell me that there was a new gay bar coming.
I don't even drink.
No, you don't.
But you don't drink.
But
you're
you go to
victims
the
do.
Element. You go to
That's
the
what
Element. You go to gay bars. Don't
Well, I didn't
say you
that, but
don't.
I don't allow it in my house.
You don't
Right.
allow. Wait, you drink out when you go out though.
I drink soda.
Yes.
soda.
But what do you put in the beverages when you're handing? When you go to hand, like one of your victims, when you go to hand, when you buy a drink for a young man or
I'll have a
woman that you're
Ruby
buying a
Colada.
drink
I
for,
don't buy drinks for anybody.
you're not buying any drinks for anybody. You're not
No.
like if you see somebody with a drink and you're interested, what do you slip it in that drink? Like, what are you giving them? What do you give it? A little Rufinol,
His charm.
his charm, little QCE,
Little charm, little semen.
little card. You put a little card, a little business card with that drink.
Do you hand somebody a drink with the business card underneath?
You do one of
Are you
those?
that guy? You're that guy. What?
You're out with a girl?
With a girl on Saturday night.
So did you have a nice dinner with your sister, or was that?
This is my sister.
Okay.
She wasn't.
Oh,
Oh, she
wow.
wasn't.
Oh.
Why is he not mic'd?
I don't know why he sits over there. He's supposed to be producing the show.
Cooler,
But he
it's
just,
cooler in here.
It's
I can see
cooler?
it from
It's
here.
cooler in here.
You can see what from there?
I can see control room.
You can see, yeah, but you don't see the screens. There could be like a fire in the control room. What do you like? Wow.
Is there a fire?
there could be a lot of things.
We're in a basement. That's
This is
terrible.
this is horrible.
We're gonna die
You
here.
know, he's great. You're almost as good as Matt was as a producer. I want to say that much. Matt would sit there and he'd be doing his taxes. He'd be like, he'd be doing 100 other things. Wouldn't be paying. He'd be downloading like Korean porn. He'd be doing everything on that
Yeah.
computer. He would be doing the weirdest thing. Somalian porn. He'd be downloading. He'd be doing all because we have to mention the Somalians, right?
Yeah.
'Cause we're gonna be,
The Somalians are watching today.
They're watching tonight.
Next
so-
week it'll be the Nigerians.
Yeah, but he'd be sitting there doing 100 things. He wouldn't even be paying attention to the show. The show would be off the air. He wouldn't even know. He wouldn't even
That's
realize.
true.
It should be like Matt.
He'd
Matt,
be
wake up.
broadcasting the Ring of Fire eclipse and not even realize that he's broadcasting the Ring of Fire eclipse at the same time the show was supposed to be on.
Yes.
Matt would not realize that because he'd be too busy doing his own thing.
That's right.
I
That
realize
happened
that.
once. Yes.
He would be too busy selling stuff on eBay. He would be selling Justin Bieber like posters and not paying attention to the
That's
show.
right.
That's why you were late tonight. We were actually filming the Ring of
The
Fire.
Justin Bieber posters.
The
Yes,
Justin
we
Bieber
were.
posters.
Ring of Fire.
You know, speaking of Justin Bieber, that's why I mentioned Justin Bieber. you
Oh,
know.
segue.
Justin Bieber is defending Kim Kardashian right now because he's thinking Kim Kardashian.
Okay, so you're talking about two people I could give less than two shits about.
GQ magazine. First off, who the fuck at GQ decided, hey, let's interview Justin Bieber?
The 16-year-old daughter of one of the chief editors.
Like, Daddy, we didn't have Bieber in the magazine, and I guess in GQ magazine, somebody, this candid, it's a candid interview in GQ magazine. It included a bit of profanity on Justin's part.
That is
Uh-oh.
candid.
Ooh.
That is candid.
He admitted, listen, he's only 18 years old. He admitted to drinking beer from time to time. Ooh.
Wow.
Out of a dead hooker's mouth.
Ooh. And he came to the defense of his friend, Kim Kardashian, after overhearing his pal bashing Kim's short-lived wedding, saying she should never wear white again. And he attacked back saying, you guys are so mean, bro. This is what he said. People say she doesn't do anything. She actually does do stuff. She works hard. Wow. That's good defense.
That's
You
what
want
I'm.
him in your corner.
That's what I'm gonna say. Like,
I understand the words Kim Kardashian and hard in the same sentence, but work?
Yeah, you want him.
Really?
That's what I'm gonna say. Like next time, when you guys say something I don't agree with, I'm
Yeah.
gonna say, what did he say to her? You're being mean, bro.
You're being mean. You guys are
Don't
so
take
mean,
it.
bro.
Yeah.
You guys are so
If
mean.
you guys say something I disagree with, I'm gonna tell you.
Like
you're
even
being mean.
he talks like a little girl,
Bro.
doesn't he?
I was gonna say your voice is way too deep to be doing the Justin Bieber
You-
impression.
You're so mean, bro. You're so mean. You're so mean. Matt, you're in the music business.
Yes.
Is the single boyfriend that's out there? Is that him asking for a boyfriend? Like I haven't heard it. I refuse to listen to it. But his new hit single, is he actually begging for a boyfriend?
Well,
Or is he-
he's getting into what would be his college years if he were to go to
Yeah.
college. So he might be
Experimentation.
experimenting,
Is that what it is?
Some of
Yeah.
us never come back.
Maybe he's looking for Glenn R.J. Willett.
Oh, here's his quote about
Oh,
beer.
you wouldn't go for Justin Bieber.
Oh yeah, you know he would. If he was a little darker.
Well, he's not Latino.
There's no. Oh,
This is what he said about beer. For me, it's just like I like to be in control of myself. I mean, I've had a beer like before, but I never get out of control. Ooh, that naughty
That's,
little boy.
that's what most addicts say just before
Now-
they start
That's
developing
before
their
you
addiction.
find the dead hooker in the hotel room. That's usually what they
Now
say.
he's Canadian.
Yeah.
Eight-
Is that in Canada? Is it 18?
18. It's
It
still
is
18
18.
plus.
Oh, so he's not
19
even-
plus
No, it's
in
not- it's not.
Toronto. Toronto. For some, I think it's just because it's right over the border. They up theirs to 19.
Oh.
But he's trying to be like he's supposed to be a role model, though, for American youth. That's
Hey.
horrible.
I'm Justin
know.
Bieber.
I saw somebody posted a picture of him with Selena Gomez at a basketball game, and it shows her all excited, all thrilled, and he's like bored out of his mind. He's texting,
Really?
and it says, "This is a reason why you shouldn't bring your girlfriend to basketball games or sporting events or something like that."
Yeah.
It was a great. I like that type of thing, though. You know. But we need to just do something with him. We just need to do something. Can we deport him? Can we just find something on him and just
I don't
deport
know.
him and get rid of him? But he was defending Kim Kardashian. I thought that was because that was like mainstream news on CNN or Fox when I was pulling up the website tonight. I was like, really? Like we lost a BG, but they want to talk about Bieber defending Kim Kardashian? Come on.
These people do not need defense.
And then the other celebrity news: a woman was busted at Corey Feldman's home for
Not my
allegedly
Corey.
violating a stay-away order. Ooh, that's
Oh.
big celebrity news. People actually realize that Corey Feldman is still around.
Was it Pat Rose?
Wow, Pat Rose of Burlington, Massachusetts was
See?
seen. Wow. He just can't stay out of the news either. I almost wonder.
It was Chris Rose in a dress.
Do these people?
stalking
do
Corey
you think
Feldman.
somebody like Corey Feldman pays somebody to do this?
Oh, absolutely.
Just like
Hey,
for the
remember
publicity.
me?
just for the publicity.
Remember me 2 years ago? My best friend died.
Yeah.
We had a reality show.
We had a
before
reality
that.
show, and I had a hot Playboy centerfold wife. Remember me? Hey.
Like I predict Andy Dick will do something crazy within the next few months so that people don't forget about him either.
Andy Dick. You
Yeah.
think so? The other big news is that great movie Battleship came out this weekend, and Avengers still kicked its ass for being out for like a month.
Battleship looks terrible.
Yeah, I'm very ashamed of Liam Neeson right now.
Mm.
That's just a poor choice of film roles.
Yeah. Must
Well,
have been a big payday.
What do you think was worse, him choosing to be Hannibal Smith in the A-Team movie? Or...
Oh, I love the A-Team movie.
I love the movie, but I'm saying though, here's an actor that was a well-established dramatic actor.
Although, can we really count High Spirits with Steve Guttenberg and Daryl Hannah? Yes, I remember High Spirits where he...
Spirits.
He seems to do a lot more action-oriented stuff now, which is weird because
Yes.
he's like 60 years old, but
Yeah.
he's doing all these kind of action.
Is he
And
kind
he
of
got
becoming like a Harrison
accolades for
Ford?
Taken. Like,
Oh, yeah.
everybody just
Taken's
raves
great
about
film.
Taken.
Oh, yeah,
I
yeah.
saw...
Forgotten's good too.
Forgotten.
That one's good.
Forgotten was...
Yeah. Or
I
Unknown.
thought-
Is it Unknown?
Unknown
Yeah,
was
Forgotten's the
phenomenal.
yeah.
Yeah, he likes the action.
And they're doing
Yeah.
They're doing
And
a
you're right,
Taken
he's-
sequel.
It's like he's taking the career path of Sean Connery, because Sean Connery started with action with the Bond films,
Yeah.
started the more dramatic stuff, and then was doing the action things with Indiana Jones and the
Right.
Last Crusade. But I think people view Liam Neeson as probably as a more personable type person,
Yeah.
type actor that, like, you're actually really excited to go see a Liam Neeson
Oh yeah.
movie.
Yeah.
Like Sean Connery, after a while, it was like, oh,
He kind of became a caricature of himself.
the Avengers, the
Yeah.
other
The
Avengers, the other
Avengers,
one.
the British TV show. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Connery. The thing about Connery, which is always great about Connery, and Ferguson's got a great stand-up routine. If you ever see Craig Ferguson's stand-up routine, he's got a great routine about Sean Connery.
Really?
Sean Connery is such a great actor. He doesn't have to portray like who he's portraying. Like if you watch the movie The Untouchables, Sean Connery is supposed to be an Irish Chicago cop.
Yeah.
But he keeps his Scottish brogue throughout the whole movie.
Yeah.
Like every movie Sean Connery's in, he keeps his Scottish accent, no matter who he's playing. In the Highlander film,
Yeah.
he's a Spaniard.
Yeah.
He's a Spaniard with a Scottish. He's got more of a Christopher Lambert, who's French, plays the Scotsman in Highlander, and you have Connery playing the Spaniard.
In Hunt for Red October.
Hunt for Red October, he's Russian.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite examples.
And he doesn't
Even Tim Curry
he doesn't
got it
even
better
try.
than
He
me.
doesn't even try with a Russian accent. He keeps the Scottish accent. It's like, listen, comrades, we're gonna
make
we're gonna
millions
go and I'm going to get the submarine over there, comrades, and you know.
I make millions of dollars. You're gonna
It's like,
believe
you
what
don't
I tell
need
you.
it, comrade. But it's like if you don't like Craig Ferguson, I mean, I love Craig Ferguson. I think he's hilarious.
I do.
Brilliant.
But his
I
stand-up
do, yeah.
routine, he does this thing about Connery, and it's all about that. It's basically, and it's true, because every single Connery film, and I mean, even Bond's not Scottish, but it's like,
Yeah.
Did you ever see the Craig Ferguson film where he was the hairdresser?
yes,
This-
that's actually a great film.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
the running gag was he was a celebrity hairdresser because one time he was at a golf tournament where Sean Connery was playing and his toupee flew off. So he was there to tease it for him, and that's how the entire movie went until finally he was looking for a sponsor to enter a hair festival, and he calls up Sean Connery, and Sean Connery's like, I don't remember who you are.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't wear a hairpiece.
One thing that
Like,
kind of pissed me off about there's a new Bond movie coming out called Skyfall. They're going to premiere the trailer on Monday. It's going to probably be on iTunes first, and then you'll see it. Heineken has paid so much money to be the main beverage that this will be the first time in Bond history he does not drink martinis.
Really?
Yeah.
He's going to be drinking Heineken beer because Heineken beer wants to be so crazy. Now, one thing that pissed me off about Bond in the last few years anyway, Bond went from driving Aston Martins and driving Lotus Esprits and things like that to being a Ford driver. Like when in the last few years you'd see him in he'd be like, you know, you would see him in those nice Aston Martins. You would always have Bond associated with Aston Martin. And then the last 10 years of Bond movies, he'd be driving in a Focus. It would be like, here's your car, Mr. Bond, and he'd be in a fucking Focus.
Yeah.
Or he was in a Thunderbird, and it was like, that's not Bond.
You know,
Now he's going to be drinking beer throughout the whole Bond movie.
Is this playing again at the end of the show?
It doesn't have to because it's got opening credits, so it doesn't matter to me.
All right. So I was getting back to that.
Not that I'm going to defend it, but my thought would be, is it because we're looking at a younger Bond, like where they rebooted the franchise, where this Bond is actually just be in the very first one in
Dr. No?
no Casino in
Oh, you're talking
Casino
about
Royale, the
newer one,
reboot.
Casino Royale, yeah.
He just was assigned to 007.
the thing-
Are we watching like an arc where we're going to see him?
We're gonna see him get into the but he was drinking martinis in those.
Yeah,
films.
he was.
But and the thing about the you got a secret number here from Clay.
Said to pass that to you.
Pass it to me. What is that?
NAACP backs same-sex
Okay,
marriage.
why do I need that? Is that
Oh, maybe he.
That's something we talk on our Friday night show, not this piece of shit.
What is he?
Not this
Glenn-
verbal ejaculation.
Glenn just gave me his home phone number and his address. I don't know what
I heard
that's
that
all
on the way
about.
here. Actually, the NAACP came out for gay marriage.
So the NAACP, we'll talk about that in a second. 'Cause
Well,
we're talking about Bond right now.
Yeah, we are.
So we're on the-
And I mean, this is also like the first time that we're seeing sort of a serial of films, because things that have happened to Bond's life in the past, or like events that took place in Casino Royale, bled
They
over
carry on.
into Quantum of Solace.
Quantum of Solace.
Yeah, what an odd fucking title.
Yeah.
Quantum of Solace, and then it's going to
Skyfall.
continue. Like,
Well, Skyfall,
The
M gets kidnapped, and he's going to basically be testing his, you know, it's supposed to be. It sounds like a great plot. I've been a Bond fanatic, a Bond like collector, and I've read all the books. I've been like, the thing I'll talk about the Daniel Craig Bonds. They've been closest to the book. See, that's why it gets me though. There's no beer drinking in the book, so it's not like we're taking like, oh, this is Bond the early years. Let's take Bond the early years and let's have him be a beer drinker turning him into a martini. No, it's called commercialism in movies. It's called who's going to pay us the most money to get their product in there, brand placement in there. So let's take the integrity of the character. Let's take a character that's been known about, somebody that's an established character that has been, you know, in film since 1963, and even prior to that, because there was a TV movie prior to that. But let's take somebody that's been an established character and in books even prior to that, and let's take it and change his favorite drink. So when he goes into the bar and says, I'll take a vodka martini, shaken not stirred, he's now going to walk up and be like, I'll have a Heineken, please. Just because Heineken is paying money for it. Why not still keep the martini and have him have a Heineken chaser? So, you know what I mean? Like, you could have
I'm
Heineken,
upset that Heineken's not offering us any deals,
You
because
know?
I will go back to drinking if you gave us even a fraction of the money that you're giving the Bond franchise.
We just
right
need
now.
to go out and market ourselves. We could have been doing a little bit more schmoozing today at the White
I will get
Rocker.
Glenn to go start drinking again.
So Glenn hands this thing saying the NAACP backs same-sex marriage. That's what his little piece of scribbled paper looks like.
Yeah. It's
So when did that happen
it's
today?
fine.
That was the-
It's good. You know, you hear so much, you know, because the African American community,
well, they're going to
they're
support
they're
anything
very
Barack Obama
Christian.
does
They are
anyway.
very Christian. You know, got the Southern Baptists.
Yeah, they don't like gay marriage.
They do not like gay marriage. California, one of the bluest states in the nation, that very democratic, very liberal state. Most of the African American population voted for Proposition 8.
Yes.
You know, it's one of those things that, hey, we gave you. That's gonna sound so racist.
Watermelon?
We gave you so much freedom in watermelon.
Yes.
Give us something back. I guess I can say it. I'm a minority. I'm gay. We gave it to you. We gave you freedom, and we gave you the right
But
to vote and the
it's-
right to marry interracial and inter.
Wait, we let them marry white people?
Well, we didn't. They just kind of snuck that one
They
in.
kinda
Oh,
snuck it
yeah.
in.
It was Seal and Heidi Klum. You look at that. And you're
Oh.
like,
But that marriage failed.
it did.
Right,
That's it.
exactly.
So
exactly.
wait a minute. Where's your point there? That marriage
Yeah.
She
failed.
kept
Yeah.
losing things in the craters of his
So-
face,
so
so
exactly.
she's like, "I'm sorry, I'm gonna." Have
And she
to.
kept on calling him, like she kept on calling herself a kaffa lover. She was like, she was always like, I'm a kaffa lover. Every time she was getting, they're having sex, she'd be like, call me kaffa lover, Seal, kaffa lover.
Stacey Kyle.
That's one of my favorite things in Lethal Weapon 2, is the whole kaffa lover thing. I love that whole, like.
You're an odd duck.
I love that, when Danny Glover goes in with Joe Pesci and they go into the Germans and it's all like, kaffa lover, and it's like, I'm black, really? I've always loved that term, kaffa lover.
But you're black.
Excuse me.
I just
Yes,
love
Valentine.
diplomatic
awkward.
immunity and that.
Now, what if
right
the Valkyrie would have said that during the, if he would have just said kaffa lover?
I think it would be too
controversy.
obscure.
Would that have been controversy?
Yeah.
Would have been.
When are we
Yeah.
getting Steve Valancourt on the show?
We've got to get him on.
Yeah.
We've got to get him on.
I had no idea that he was public about his homosexuality. I had no idea about that. I just assumed by the way he walked with that cherry pit up his ass,
Right.
like he was trying to hold on to it.
Well, supposedly when he used to be roommates with Ray Buckley and turned on him
Yeah.
when Ray Buckley became very successful in the Democratic Party.
Well, he blamed all the pornography on Buckley, right?
Yes.
He blamed everything on, yeah.
The pornography that conveniently disappeared when there was a search.
But he was doing, research. There's.
Isn't that what Jeffrey Jones said? No, it was Paul Rubens, I think. Paul Rubens was
No.
caught.
No, Pete
Well,
Townsend.
Pete Townsend was doing his
Thank you.
autobiography, and he got caught with child pornography, and he said he was researching because he himself was a victim of a pedophile when he was growing up, and he basically got away with it.
Who
because
claimed
of
it as
that.
art? I thought it was possibly Paul Rubens.
Paul Rubens got caught. He never got caught with child pornography.
Yeah.
Paul Rubens
We
got caught
know-
masturbating in a movie.
Yeah,
that was
we
it.
all know
He's
about
never
that.
been. No, Paul Rubens never got caught with child pornography. It was Jeffrey
Jones.
Jeffrey Jones.
Somebody
was
claimed it
claiming
as
was
art, and
yeah.
I didn't think it was Peter Townsend.
No, Pete Townsend just said he was writing his autobiography, and he was a victim growing up as a pedophile because he had a pedophile uncle, and he
Who
was,
didn't?
and he was going on
Hi,
about.
Uncle.
And the thing about Pete Townsend though, it didn't hurt his career. It didn't
No.
really do anything to Pete Townsend. It was
No.
one of those things where it was kind of like, oh, okay, all right, we believe you, Pete Townsend.
Yeah.
Like nobody questioned
Yeah.
Pete Townsend. It wasn't like other people get caught with it. They're all like they throw the book at them. Their careers go in the toilet. Like Jeffrey Jones. Like you don't see him in any movies.
You
anymore.
really don't.
You know.
He was in How High?
I was going to ask who he is. I don't even know who he is.
Ferris Bueller's
the
Day
principal-
Off, the principal.
Oh, he's the principal,
Tim
okay.
Burton used to use him in a lot of movies.
Yeah, I
John
just saw
Hughes
him in
used to
Ed
use
Wood.
him in a lot of movies. But he was, but he's one of those character actors that you would
Yeah.
see in a lot of those movies.
Mom and Dad Saved the
And-
World.
Yeah, and
He
he
was
just
a lead in that one.
he basically he got caught with child pornography. He finally admitted though that he was somebody that was into it.
He was
He
in.
did?
He was in the black version of Caddyshack that they had a few years ago.
The black version of Caddyshack.
Yeah, it was the same premise. You know, high and tidy,
Yeah.
hoity-toity white golfers, and the caddies were all black, and they were trying to get revenge on all of the rich people.
Wow.
Yeah, don't ask me how I remember this shit. I remember seeing like one advertisement.
Snoop Dogg in
for
it. Ice-T, Ice Cube, were they all?
Well,
in?
no, was
Usually that's what they have in those. And the
he
Wayans
did play a
brothers.
caddy in Starsky and Hutch though, undercover.
Who?
Snoop Dogg.
Snoop Dogg was Huggy Bear in Stars.
Yeah, and they
So,
put
yeah,
him
yeah.
undercover, and he was the caddy for Vince Vaughn. I don't remember how it went. I don't know how I remember this shit. Like Collision Course.
Collision Course. Jeffrey Jones, yes.
Oh,
but
God, he
he
got big.
bloated out, but he was in.
Who's Your Caddy?
Who's Your Caddy? was
Who's
the-
Your
wow,
Caddy?
Really?
In 2007.
Was that like the
Since
last
then-
movie he made? Really?
Since there's a TV movie called Hemingway and Gellhorn that came out this year.
Has he ever been on that Chris Hansen show, To Catch a Predator?
No.
Did he have a guest spot on that? Maybe.
That we know of? No. But he's been in a lot of movies. He had a successful career.
Yeah, just not a lot of stuff that you probably would have seen. Ravenous.
Ravenous is a great movie.
Is it?
actually. Yeah, that's about the Dahmer party there, about the cannibals and stuff like that. That's similar to that.
Par 6.
Never heard of that one. But he was in.
Invader Zim.
He was in. If you go.
He was credited as President Man.
The President Man and
No
Invader
space.
Zim.
Well, that's animated.
No
Yeah.
space. President Man.
Yeah.
Oh, he was in Deadwood for a couple of seasons too.
Huh.
That was pretty
But I
successful.
mean, after this stuff happened, he kind of he had to. Do
I
stuff
think we've
like
completely lost Matt in the chat room. By the way, he posted something at 10:02 and has not said anything for
That. No.
the past 23 minutes. He's usually the talkative one. So
He is.
Matt, if you're still out there, hello.
We're
Thank you
sorry
for
if
joining
we,
us
Sorry
again.
if we lost you.
Maybe he thinks we're mad at him because he hasn't been on our shows.
We are.
We're very pissed at you, Matt.
Damn you, Matt.
Damn you.
From Lemonster.
I'm sending Dan down to Lemonster.
Down to Lemonster. That's it.
Expect to knock at your door.
So we were talking about the NAACP. So the
Yes.
NAACP, it's a race issue, basically, is what you're saying, that they're going against any beliefs that they were. So if they were anti-gay marriage, they're basically just agreeing with the president because the president's black. It's basically a race issue.
No, I don't think so.
You don't
If
think
they
so?
had agreed with them, well,
They're saying they see it officially. They're saying they view it as a civil rights issue.
They're saying same-sex marriage is a civil rights issue. so
Yeah,
that's what
which
they're
is how
looking
I
at.
feel about it. Which is why I'm pro-gay marriage.
Okay. Yeah. I can see them looking at that stance then. So,
Yeah.
But it's just like, why now are they seeing it as that? Why
is it
not in the
because
past?
Oprah told them to?
But why not in the past, though? It should have always been a civil rights issue.
Yeah, but now we have the first president of the United States actually
He's
come out
actually
and say,
making a. But do you think now people have been saying that Biden's the one that kind of pushed this whole thing, that he was saying it because Biden kind of started that by
right,
Biden,
Biden
making
spilled the
comment.
beans. Here's the problem though with that. I hear everyone saying that. Everyone's
Yeah.
blaming it on Biden.
And I'm not just basing this on Fox either. 'cause
Right.
I've heard
Oh, I
this
know.
on other-
Oh, I know.
I've
I
heard this
know.
on other news
But
channels.
the thing is, people are missing something in what Biden said because
Mm-hmm.
Biden prefaced his statement by saying, "Look, I'm the vice president of the United States, and it's the president who sets the policy.
Mhm.
So what I think doesn't really matter. But here's what I think."
Yeah.
So he prefaced it with that, but I think a lot of people are missing that, who are saying, "Oh, secretly, Biden blew it by saying this, and he shouldn't have said it because Obama wasn't ready to say it."
Yeah.
But I think Biden inoculated himself, or at least intended to, by saying, "This is my position." It's very similar to Dick Cheney. Dick Cheney is, as conservative as he is on everything, is actually pro-gay marriage.
Because
And
he's got a gay daughter.
he has a gay daughter. And I remember an interview where he said, "Look, this is something where the president and I disagree,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
but the president sets the policy for the administration. So he and I disagree on this."
And that was the
And
thing
one
where
of the-
W stayed his ground with the whole religious thing. 'Cause
Right,
his religious
right.
belief was gay marriage. He did not support it because of his religious background, and that's what he stood his ground with.
Right.
He didn't sit there and cater to any other reasoning. He always said he
Yeah.
believed because of his religious beliefs.
And
Yeah.
one of the big pundits said something. Somebody made a good point because one of the big pundits said it was either Rush, Bill O, probably Rush, I believe. That homosexuality, that it's you know what, who I think it was 700 Club.
Pat Robertson.
Pat Robinson, you know, that homosexuality is just a sign of bad parenthood. So now you're calling Dick Cheney one of the biggest political figureheads of the Republican
Pat
Party.
Robertson's blaming it on parenting now.
Yeah.
That's a
It's
Pat
one of the
Robinson's a
pundits.
kook anyway. Pat
Yeah.
Robinson has always been a kook.
We don't want those homosexuals.
Because he's one of those people that was one of those crazy lunatics that was always like, God came down to me and told me I needed thousands of dollars to run an empire and to run a TV channel and to do this. And the thing that gets me is, I think isn't it Pat Robertson's network that considers Happy Days a Christian show? A show that has a guy that sleeps around with a different woman a night. You know, the Fonz, like, you know, really? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
Because there was, I think I mentioned this on the show before, that I was watching one of the Christian channels that they consider themselves the Faith Channel or whatever channel it is, and they have sitcoms on there now, and Happy Days and the Brady Bunch are two of the shows they have on there. Now, the Brady Bunch, that's a little bit more innocent.
Gay dad.
But, well, not in the show,
Right.
but just the actor was
That,
gay.
that
We
would
can't
be an
persecute him.
interesting twist.
Yeah, we can't persecute him for being gay. But Happy Days does not instill family values, that show. It never really did.
But
Right.
you never saw the Fonz
No, but
actively
but
having
they,
sex.
Right.
The guys looked up to the
Piggy
Fonz because
Tuscadero.
he's out there banging a different chick every fucking
Right.
night. How is that a Christian show?
Right.
How is that now considered, oh, this is safe, like, we're, okay.
Because they're showing the urges, but they're showing the urges in a heterosexual
But it's
way.
just funny, though.
So every
because,
time Ron Howard got horny,
you know, I'm not a fan of Glee, but you have somebody like Pat Robinson that sits there and says, oh, you shouldn't watch Glee because Glee
Yeah.
is gay, it's going to turn you gay, but you need to watch Happy Days because that'll make you straight, because Fonzie's out there banging different chicks. Fonzie's just as close to Jesus. You know, that's like, it just doesn't make any sense to me because it's hypocritical.
Well, Fonzie had magical powers.
He did,
like
yes.
Jesus.
Maybe
And-
he's a Mormon. Maybe that's what it is.
and of course
Maybe.
the great irony is that Henry Winkler is Jewish, very
It's
Jewish.
not very Jewish, but still. But it was just, some
His people do not like
some
Jesus.
people like Pat Robinson are very hypocritical. We saw that hypocritical with Jim Baker and everything he went through,
Yes.
Yeah.
and Oral Roberts, which I always thought was the funniest name to have for,
Yes.
for a minister.
Giggity.
And that Jack Vampire guy, remember him? He used to be on TV.
No.
His name was Vam Empire, but when you'd see him on TV on Sunday mornings, it would be Jack Vampire, and he'd be on there. And he was the creepiest looking dude,
Really?
and he'd be on there, and he'd always be like, you know, we need your money for God. We need your money. But you'd look at his name, and it was like
Creepier
Van
than-
Empire. It would. It'd be
Creepier
like,
than him.
oh yeah, it'd be creepy. It'd be like you'd think Glenn was right in the front row. Like, you know, yes,
I'll give you money.
I'll give you money. But it was like Jack Van. It was Van Empire was his name. But you'd look at it
Really?
really quickly if you were just waking up on a Sunday morning and it was like Jack Vampire. My God, a man of God. He's a vampire. He's gonna get me. You know, it was like you'd have him. You had Jimmy Swaggart, who ended up.
Oh
being,
yeah.
Of course, that was Jerry Lee Lewis's cousin, so he
Yes.
had, he had an excuse.
Yeah.
It's in his
Jim
genes.
Baker and Tammy Faye. Those were always my
But,
favorite.
What you give to the children?
so it was like Pat Robertson, though. I mean, he was alone. He was a crazy guy. I mean, of course, he's, it was
Yeah.
just, and
Not long ago, he called for the assassination of Hugo Chavez. Yeah, he is. He's
he
nutty.
needs to die.
But I think people kind of look at Pat Robertson and think, well, he's just really old, so
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
gonna
Nobody
he's
cares
gonna say
about
things
him
that are a little
anymore. Yeah,
bonkers.
nobody cares about him anymore.
Yeah,
But it's like, and I don't think anybody looks at him as like, he tried to run for president.
yeah.
That didn't go for him. My father actually was one of the head campaign guys on his campaign. But
Okay.
that was kind of scary.
Yeah.
Is that a proud moment?
There's some bad blood there somewhere because I think Pat Robinson owed him a lot of money.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, because Pat Robinson didn't pay his people. That was the other. Here's a man that's raising money for God, and I guess he thought like the people that were working on his payroll were working for God. So it was like, you know,
Right.
just, he,
They were tithing
yeah, they
their
were. But,
entire salaries.
and it was funny too because I think my father went from was Jack Kemp running at the same time because he went from one campaign to another, and I want to say
84?
was it 84? I'm trying to think now because he.
Oh
went
no,
from,
I'm sorry. It would have been 84. It would have been
No,
88.
It was
88.
because he
I think
he
you're-
went from Jack Kemp to Pat Robinson, so it was whenever.
I think you're right. I think it was
That-
88.
that was 88,
I think that was
yeah.
the Herbert Walker Bush.
Yeah, because he did. It was one of those things where he left one campaign and went to Pat Robinson. And I want to say it was Kemp was the one he left to go to Pat Robinson, and I looked at him like, okay, all right. Well,
I liked Jack Kemp.
You know, that didn't make any sense to me why you would go to Robinson. But,
Yeah.
But it was
Sometimes the most sensible
yeah.
people don't make it either.
Well, I never said my dad was sensible. But,
Who was it who did the Pat Robertson impression on SNL? Was it?
was Dana Carvey doing it? No.
No, it wasn't
Phil
Dana
Hartman
Carvey.
did Jim Baker.
Yeah, Yeah, somebody did a Pat Robertson impression, which was amazing.
Because '88, it would have been the Carvey Hartman years.
Yeah.
I liked who they had. After Carvey, there was somebody that they used to have that was one of those bit guys, and they'd have him playing Ross Perot. Because Carvey would do Ross Perot for a while.
Oh.
Yeah, he
But
was
they had
pulling
some
double
other
duty
guy.
because he was doing HW.
But they
and
had
he
some
was
other
doing
guy.
Ross.
They had some other guy that was playing Ross Perot for a while, who I thought did a great job.
There was that in between where it was like the Dana Carvey, John Lovitz, Phil Hartman season, where they started going to Chris Rock, Chris Farley, and right in between that it was like one season that just absolutely sucked. It was like Janine Garofalo, and I don't think any of them would have pulled it off.
No.
I don't think any of them could have pulled it off.
Do you remember the season that had Robert Downey Jr. and Anthony Michael
Yep.
Hall? And,
Oh, the one no one watched.
Yeah, the
Yep.
one that was the worst in ratings.
Yeah.
I believe the
yeah.
next season was Madonna was the host, and she opened up the show by saying it was all a dream, which is
Yeah.
a horrible, horrible
Yeah.
dream.
Nobody
Yeah.
ever saw this. Yeah.
I got to admit, I kind of teared up last night at Saturday Night Live of all
Ooh.
freaking
Oh.
shows.
The special episode last
It was the last 5 minutes. It was good. It was Mick Jagger hosted and performed. He performed with Arcade Fire and Foo Fighters, and I thought it was a phenomenal job.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, it was good.
but it was at the end. It was the graduating class, and they had a few of the veteran members. It was Kristen Wiig, Jason Sudeikis,
Now, was it the
Andy
season finale
Samberg.
last night?
Yes, it was
Okay.
the season finale,
Yeah.
and Mick Jagger came out and said, we'd like to honor one of our family members who's going to be graduating. And Kristen Wiig got up and announced it's going to be her final episode. I knew it was coming. And then every male cast member came up and danced with her. They did a
Yeah.
little musical thing to Ruby Tuesday. They did a very
Yeah.
slow song of Ruby
But wasn't
Tuesday.
somebody else leaving?
And what
too?
got me though, Jason Sudeikis was supposed to leave,
Yeah.
but they want to keep him on so that he can continue playing Mitt Romney
Yeah.
throughout
Okay.
the
Yeah.
elections.
Yeah.
She'll probably come back as Michelle Bachmann, like Tina Fey did with
Yeah.
Palin. But what got me was once all the male cast members got up, Lorne Michaels actually came out, and he does bits every once in a
Once
while,
in a
but
while.
he came out and did a nice kind of slow dance with her, and I
Yeah.
was like, oh. And then Catan, Amy Poehler, Rachel Dratch, Chris Parnell, they all came to say
Yeah.
goodbye, and I
So
just
people
thought
that
it was
didn't
a
have
sweet
like
moment.
normal jobs, like people that aren't working still.
Well,
like
Catan does the middle, but he's only in like 3 episodes a season.
Mhm.
Oh, really?
He's listed in the opening credits, but he only shows up like 3 times.
Because I didn't think Catan was doing anything.
Parnell is doing everything now.
Yeah.
He is in every commercial. He's a. Do you use an or smartphone? You're a beta tester, and then he also does Hotels.com. He does all
He
the
does a lot of
voiceovers.
voiceovers. He
Yeah.
does a lot of I thought he'd be in more movies. I thought they'd utilize him in more movies.
Oh, you know what? He does. He actually has Suburgatory on ABC. He is one of the next door neighbors. Him and Anna Gasteyer. So they're branching out. But yeah, Sudeikis might be leaving probably after the elections. Andy Samberg was supposedly leaving as well. And Fred Armisen already has another show, but I think he's taking on with Saturday Night Live as well.
Well, Portlandia is not really that.
It's IFC. It's a niche
Yeah,
market
you
anyway.
call that
So.
a show.
So yeah, that's my. That's
I'll
what
have
I
to-
did
I'll have
last
to
night.
watch the on-demand of it and see how much they hack up on on-demand.
Yeah.
Because I didn't see it.
Mick Jagger, he actually performs 3 times.
Yeah.
He plays with Jeff Beck at the end too.
Yeah.
He would have been great if he would have gotten David Bowie there, and they could have done Dancing in the Streets. That would
Uh-huh.
have been great to do one
That
of the.
happened, and you let it happen, according to Peter Griffin.
Yeah.
That would have been just great to just bring that back again.
That happened, and we all let
yes,
that happen.
yes. That's the day rock and roll really died. Not when Buddy Holly crashed. No.
No.
It's when that's what the song American Pie is really about. It's the fact that everybody let that happen.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
I love how they play the entire video.
Yes.
During that Family Guy. That
They
was
commit.
amazing.
They commit on that
Yeah,
show. Like
yeah, they
the
do.
chicken fight
Yeah.
always lasts about 10 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah. I literally though couldn't believe it the entire
entire
video.
video.
I was like, this is amazing.
From start to end. Are you
And
excited?
I used to love it. I used to love
I
that
did
song.
too.
So did I.
That video.
Yeah,
don't know
I'm
what
not
it
gonna
was.
lie. It was
Yeah.
the 80s. We
Yeah.
like
I
the
used to
simple
love
things.
it. I used to love that version. I used to, and it's like it was one of those things that you're kind of torn of. It's like, do you like the Van Halen version of it? Do you like?
That's the most covered song in the
Yeah.
history of music.
Did you know Van Halen has canceled their tour?
Yes.
They're tired.
Yeah. Well, they
Is that
have,
what it said? Or I heard speculation that it was Eddie either fell off the wagon again or he's going back.
Well,
in
it's
for
the rumors, but
cancer treatment.
the official announcement was they were tired. So you know what that means.
Yeah.
Yeah. Either they just can't
Hookers
get
and
along
blow.
with each other, but
It's like creative differences.
yeah, they just can't get along with each other, or David Lee Roth being the dick that he is, and Eddie probably just had to get back on the sauce, and whatever. Maybe it was all Wolfie's fault. Let's just blame it on Wolfie. Let's blame it on him. Let's just give it to him.
Put
But
the
that
blame
just
on Wolfie.
I didn't bring Ted tonight. We're gonna have Ted Nugent on tonight's show, but I didn't bring him with me.
No Ted tonight. My eardrums couldn't handle more Ted right now.
He was over at Chuckles. It would have been nice if Ted was doing the walk today. Wouldn't it have been
Yeah.
nice if Ted was walking to
Ted's
the Hunger.
crossbow.
Ted
Is that
with
a
his
Jew?
bow and arrow.
Now going back to Family Guy for a second.
Yes.
Do you have any interest at all to see that new Seth MacFarlane movie where he plays the
Ted?
teddy bear?
Speaking of Ted,
Speaking of Ted,
I've seen different previews for it. I think it looks hilarious. I think the concept is great. I think it to have the whole concept of, as a child, you've always dreamt that your teddy bear was real, and Mark Wahlberg just happens to get that dream come true.
Yeah.
But then you grow up. That's a great concept. I think that's
Yeah.
creative. You grow up. What happens to that bear? Like when you're, you're a kid. I mean, that's true with anything. Like any fantasy you have as a kid, if it were to come true and you grow up and that fantasy stays a reality, I think that's a
love
great
they
concept.
got somebody like Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah.
Like you could see like somebody like Vince Vaughn and you think, oh God, this could be dreadful. Like because he consistently plays a man-child anyway.
Right.
Or Jonah Hill, one of those type of characters. But Mark Wahlberg, who, to his credit, yes, has been in a few
Wahlberg's
comedy
done some
films.
good. The one he did with Will Ferrell was great.
The Other Guys was
The Other Guys is
Or
great.
what the original title, The B Team was the
B
original.
Team, yeah.
But the studio wouldn't let him because the A Team was in production at the time.
And speaking of changing movies, did you notice?
Matt in the chat room says he does not watch Family Guy. Well,
No.
you can go to hell.
The
You can go straight to hell.
Neighborhood Watch has changed. Did
Yes.
you hear about that? The movie Neighborhood Watch, because of the whole they've changed the posters. They've changed the title of the movie now to The Watch.
Yeah.
I guess is what it's being called now because
I believe so.
Yeah.
And I love reading these reports really because they drive me up a fucking wall, and I love when that happens. That new evidence shows that he had scars on his head, that he had blood dripping down his head. George Zimmerman. Okay, but in that same sentence, you used the words unarmed teen.
Yes.
Right. Or it's big news that Trayvon Martin apparently had marijuana.
Yeah, marijuana.
They
is
found
bloodstream
marijuana in
and
his system. So of course, if you're a conservative, that means that he got what was coming to him.
He was smoking the marijuana. He was having. I mean, now.
Yeah, and it was such a minimal amount. It was probably something that he had smoked 4 days ago, but it was still in his system.
Yeah.
It's.
But I'd like to know,
unarmed
did they
There's your
Did
defense.
they test Zimmerman? Have they tested him? Have they drug tested him, or even seen what he had?
I don't know.
Maybe he was smoking a
Because he
little,
wasn't held for that long.
No, but I mean, and granted,
Initially.
now granted, if he was attacked and if it was, he's still trying to do the whole self-defense thing. Supposedly, the eyewitnesses are all coming out of the woodwork now in his defense, saying
Is
that
it
he was on
self-defense
top
when
of
you
him,
are provoked?
that he was on top of
Oh,
him
we-
and beating him up, but they were even saying that the powder burn, like the gun is so close, like you really can't get that guy off you, that you need to pull that weapon out and you need to shoot him, that it was so close to the kid that it actually burns the clothing. That's how close the muzzle was to the kid. So that tells you how close he is to Zimmerman, that it actually singed the hoodie, it singed the clothing the kid was wearing. That's how close the gun was. That the blowback is actually burning the clothing of it. So it's like, you had to be in that type of situation where you had to, like, I really think he was one of these guys that he was itching for a fight.
Yeah.
Because he's Neighborhood Watch. Now, we don't know. None of us know exactly what went down. We don't know what Tavon did. We don't know how innocent of a kid he is. And he could have had whatever. He could have had ninjutsu skills that we don't know about because nobody knows except for what happened between the two of them and God or Buddha or whoever.
The two of them and Buddha.
Buddha, God, Allah, whoever you want to have as your God. but like nobody's gonna know that.
I want
Well-
you as my god, Dan.
Well, I officially made Sutek my god. So I mean,
I want to be on you.
So that's what I said to my god. But the but nobody will know.
Did we lose
Nobody
any
really
viewers
know.
on that? Yeah.
Did we lose everybody on that one?
On Chris's comments that I would. That's weird, actually. The bar doesn't show me anymore.
Wow, you got kicked out because of that comment.
By the way, the intro that played at the beginning of tonight's show is now available on the VE page.
Excellent.
Not one of the best intros, but it's a decent.
No,
I
it's
like it.
I liked it.
Yeah.
You're putting more effort into it than I have been able to in the past
Just,
couple of
it
weeks.
was a quick little. I wanted to do one for Mama's Day last week, but we never did. So we just,
Last week was
that was kind of a quick and easy, like boom, boom, boom. Let's get this in,
we're making up for it.
Oh, because we all spent time with our mothers, so we were all busy. I wasn't gonna sit there and say, and I had a lot of issues.
And I'm hanging out right now with my two favorite mothers.
Your mothers. But and there was a lot of major issues going on in my mother's house, which we're at the point now where I think my mother is going to put the house on the market because of how corrupt people are. Is all I'm going to say. We won't get into that.
All right.
And because if I start talking about
Glenn,
corruption,
there's a house for sale.
if I start talking about corruption and police, Glenn will come out here and be like, "Oh, let me tell you, people here in New Hampshire."
Oh, Matt in the chat room saying is during the intro his computer crashed.
Oh.
It was so good it crashed his computer.
It crashed the computer. Yes. I probably
So
went a
it
little
is
too
available.
long with the photos of the bad moms, and I have to integrate the Hitler doll into everything I'm doing now. So every video I make now is going to have.
I
the
told
Hitler
you if you find one,
I
buy
want to
two.
know who has that Hitler doll, where you can find a Hitler doll, and who would give that to your child. I really want to know, like who.
The Aryan Nation.
But I mean, even the Aryan Nation don't really sit there and like.
They
Even
masturbate
they're,
to them.
like, but they're not like. Where are they making them and selling them at like the Aryan conventions? Like, do I need to like shave my head, wait till the red goes away?
Are there
and,
conventions?
Like,
There are conventions? God, I wish I
you're
got
not
an
on the
invite.
mailing list? You're
No.
not on the mail? Oh, because they do. They have these Aryan conventions. They're very fascinating, from what I understand. I've never been to them, but they're very fascinating. From what I understand. And this year
From
they
what
got
I've heard.
this year they got a great lineup. They got Ted Nugent opening up. It's going to be really good. It's going to be Ted. I forget who else they had. They had some
Hank
Romstein's going to
Hank
be
Williams
there.
Jr.
Romstein, Hank Williams is going to be there. It's going to be a super group. They're doing their own version
Yep.
of Live Aid. It's going to be great. Dead from AIDS. It's what they're trying to do now. They're trying to.
Wow.
They got a whole sign up. Everybody they want dead from AIDS. It's great.
Wow.
Oh, I
Just when I
crossed the
thought
line.
Dan Randlett
Oh.
couldn't go any further.
Oh, I crossed the line right there. You know what? I
didn't
never
cross over it.
and
You hopped,
we were
skipped,
and we were
jumped
on
right
Amsterdam.
over it.
I was telling you on the ride back from Amsterdam the joke I wanted to say, and I didn't get a chance to say it when they said that they had movie passes because they were announcing all the things. And I made the comment to Chris that I wanted to bring up, but we never really got a chance to really speak because there was a lot going on. That was a busy show. That I said that'd be great. We could take those passes and take some of those homeless people to go see the Hunger Games. Why? That would have been a great joke. I think that would have been a great bit. I think they would have appreciated it because that would have been great. I mean, why not? They had like 10 or 12 movie passes, which were not raffled off today. So I'd like to know what happened to those movie passes.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I think somebody, and I heard some little, I heard some stuff going on there, and I heard it between the mayor and Glenn and some movies. All I know is I don't know. That's all
What's
I know.
opening up now that
I don't
the
know.
two of them can
I
go
don't
see
know.
it?
I don't know. Well, all I heard was, I heard something about the mayor wanting to take Glenn in the dark shadow. Is what I heard. That's all I know. Well, that's all I know. So, Glenn's asleep. Our producer's asleep in the other room. He's watching. He's watching the eclipse. He heard something about some ring on fire. Something kind of really exciting.
A burning ring.
A burning ring of
It
fire.
hurts when I sit.
Yeah. So he's been watching that eclipse all night. So exciting stuff.
Nothing compares to you, Dan.
No, it was.
That's what I'm hearing over my head right now.
It was a fun walk, though.
Yeah.
Fun walk, good time.
I was hitting on a teenager.
Yeah, that's you found out after that he was still in high school. That's always bad.
So you're graduating soon, huh? Yeah. Oh, really? Where are you graduating from? Central. Okay.
That's good. Nice to
You're
meet you.
a high school student. Terribly sorry.
And I guess and Glenn made connections.
It's still 18.
Glenn made connections with that girl that was performing on stage. She's gonna be on and she's on the iTunes. She's got an EP on iTunes of originals,
does?
Matt. So she is an originals person.
Oh, okay, good.
She's a songwriter. If you like her, you'll also like Kesha, according to iTunes. So I don't know
Really?
if that. Yeah, yeah. MB Padenfield, her Hey You EP is on iTunes.
Wow.
But she was the entertainment today which didn't make sense to me because they said they had open mic. She was the only one. So how is that an open mic?
Yeah, probably no one else signed up.
Nobody else signed up. So anybody could
I was
anybody
hoping
have
Corey
gotten
J.
up there?
Turner would be there to
Oh,
regale
yeah.
the audience with some comedy.
Mhm.
Some mediocre comedy, but some
Yes,
comedy
yes.
nonetheless.
It would have been nice to see him walking. You know, it would have been nice to him.
We should have. What we should have done is we should have just stayed there and just broadcast a verbal ejaculation.
We should.
right from there.
We should have gone right on the stage and set up. I mean, the equipment was right there. Right? We could have just moved it over the stage. And
I bet you we could have gotten internet.
we could have figured. There's plenty of free Wi-Fi right
Yeah.
there.
I bet you we could have figured out a
There's
way to
plen-
get internet.
I mean, I have a hotspot on my phone. All I have to do is click a little switch here, and I could have turned this on, and we would have had internet. So
And you could attach it to a homeless person. And
I could have attached it almost.
walk around
We
and-
could have been walking around, but all I do is I push a button, and I have internet right on the fly if we ever need it.
Wow.
So
Don't
that's new technology.
advertise that.
Oh wait, Glenn's in the room. I don't even know what hotspot is.
Yeah, free
Hotspot's
Wi-Fi?
something I got with my
That's
burn.
that's a club.
That's a club. That's a club. A hotspot's a
Dance
club.
club in
Yep.
Boston.
Wi-Fi
Yeah.
is a new type of pizza.
I mean that it costs me if I'm going to do that.
Yeah.
How much
So-
does it cost?
It Verizon charges you what is it like $39.95 or something like that a month
Really?
or something like that.
20
You got
bucks, I
something
think,
what in your
13.
package? What did he say, sir?
Should I whip
Does
out
it
my package?
cost
Is it
me?
whoa? Is that Friday
No, it's
night?
not
What
Friday.
comes with your
Oh,
package?
My phone package includes texting and internet.
On your
Um,
what package?
$45 a month.
Oh, I have internet. I'm talking about using a hotspot. Glenn.
Hotspot.
Glenn, yes.
Is
Never mind.
Verizon
You don't need- you
is
don't need to know.
Verizon finally scrapping the unlimited data plan?
Yes.
Is that what I read?
I thought they got rid of the unlimited data a while ago.
For grandfathered people who are grandfathered, they're even.
Oh, they're
They
getting rid of
scrapped
that
it.
too.
Yeah.
I
Wow.
didn't hear that because
Really?
I didn't think they could do that.
Apparently, they can.
Well, I may be getting rid of Verizon and going back to AT&T or going to who has it? No, is it Sprint that has the unlimited? Because AT&T doesn't have unlimited anymore. Somebody has unlimited. T-Mobile or one of the stupid non-contract ones has unlimited. Boost.
Boost or U.S. Cellular.
Straight.
Straight talk.
Straight Talk.
Straight talk.
That's the wall. Yeah, that's Walmart's. Yeah, that's the.
Yeah.
That's through, but they use the Verizon Tower.
Yeah, they,
Oh,
They use
Bet in the
Verizon,
chat room
right?
says no, they are not getting rid of it. As long as you keep the same plan you have, you keep the unlimited. Okay.
Oh, so you never change.
Right.
So I'm stuck in my plan for life.
Are you unlimited?
I have unlimited. Yeah,
Okay.
I got in when I changed from AT&T to Verizon. I got in 2 weeks before they ended the unlimited plan, so I came in right in time. and
Okay.
got unlimited. But I'm saying if I turn this into a hotspot, I have to pay
It's
an additional $39.95
yeah,
a month
that's
to
insane.
make it a hotspot.
forget the hotspot.
So, but the hotspot's good if you're in an area that doesn't have internet, though, if you need to use it. But I never need to use it. So if people want, if we want to have a telethon and raise money to turn on Dan's hotspot,
We don't have
I
tote
just-
bags.
I just need the
So-
$4 a month to
so,
get
yeah.
rid of the
for
friggin'
commercials on
Ustream ads.
Yeah. So
I'm looking at you, Matt, in the chat room. It's $48 a year just to give me peace of mind.
yeah, we have 2 guests and 5 people. We have 2 guests in the chat room now. We only had 1 guest for a while. We have guests. People are tuning in.
Yes, indeed.
They love the show. I think they love my legs.
I
Their
was
legs.
hoping we'd get the Amsterdam guys back in. They said they were gonna go to Charlie Sherman's hot tub, relax, have some barbecue, smoke some cigars, and listen to a little verbal ejaculation
At the Sherms.
at the
They were gonna
Sherms.
turn it on Sherms. Wow. Well, maybe he's the second guest.
Maybe
Sherm's
that's
a
who it
little
is.
shy. Maybe Sherm doesn't want to log in. Maybe that's what it is. Doesn't want to be associated with the verbal ejac.
Sherm's not shy.
Did you get a chance to shake his hand, hug him, do any of that today? Say Sherm.
I tugged on his crotch a little.
Did you?
Yep. Just like, hey, nice to meet you.
Actually, I caught him hugging the bear.
You caught. Well, we
Nobody
already talked
could hug the
about.
mayor.
We already talked about that, Glenn. He's on the mayor's side, Glenn. He's no. When you guys do your show on Friday, the stuff Chris is going to talk about what the stuff they talked about him
Yeah.
and the mayor.
We had some backroom dealing going
Yeah.
on.
No secrets.
Oh, no secrets. I don't know. I got the footage. You want me
Right,
to bring the
secrets?
footage in? I'll bring the footage in because there's footage of him and the mayor and what they were saying about you. So, I'm gonna, when I put out my paper, Juicy News, it's gonna be in the Juicy News. You watch.
QVC News.
QVC News, is that what it's gonna be in?
Yep.
The QVC News. That's what Glenn. You should do that in between shows. You should do you should sell stuff. You should have like home shopping.
We can't even get money for the stuff that we already have.
Well,
that we
that's
need
not true.
donations.
We're slowly getting it.
Okay.
But you should sell some stuff. You should just have a little,
Are you for sale?
Let's have an auction. Let's have one of those. Let's have dinner auctions. We'll like the verbal ejac guys. We'll auction ourselves.
We've tried
off.
that before too. Deja vu. We've tried this
The
before.
auction? Did we have an auction? We didn't have an auction, did we?
Well, we can't even get people to show up for free.
That's
Like,
true.
the guys from
That's
Verbal
true.
Ejaculation are going to be at Millie's.
Yes, that's true.
Cue the crickets.
Yeah. Yeah, but that was because it was your birthday party, right? That's what it was. Wasn't it that night? Wasn't it because it was your birthday and Matt was
Birthday?
there? Yeah, I think it was.
That was there slowly getting drunk.
Yeah.
Or no, I said quickly getting drunk.
Yes.
Yeah, I get
If I
drunk.
recall, it happened like almost within a blink of the eye.
Matt takes one sip. He's already like schnockered. He's out of.
You
his,
wouldn't know I'm Irish.
He's out of his tits, as Hammer used
Oh
to say.
yes, you're out of your tits.
Hammer used to say, he's out,
Out
of
of
his
your
tits.
Oh, excuse me.
That guy over there is out of his tits.
So who's calling out tomorrow?
You call it. You make that official announcement. You're calling out of work tomorrow. All right.
The boss is listening.
My boss has other things going on right now.
I was gonna say nobody from the
Benjamin Strawberries?
Benjamin Strawberries.
They
is
could
probably
be.
tuning in. or
Hello,
listening right
Benjamin
now.
Strawberries.
Or if you are, Chris Rose is probably calling in tomorrow because you have heat stroke. You have bad signs of heat stroke.
Yeah, if I don't show up and you show up like this, it'll look bad.
It would look bad, yeah. So
Like, Chris, did you go out at all? Yeah.
that's why I'm wearing the glasses because it covers up the raccoon eyes, and it's just again, I'm comfortable. I don't really. This doesn't feel that bad. This will be my base tan.
Wait for it.
when I go, yeah.
Doesn't feel right bad right now.
Yeah.
When I go to bed tonight, I'll be screaming.
Yeah.
Bloody pain.
Ah!
Sutek will jump on me and start
Oh.
kneading me with his claws.
And they know
So, yeah.
every damn
You're like,
time
oh,
the cats
what do you
know.
got there? Oh, yeah. Oh, you got a little sunburn? Oh, okay. Oh, you feel a little hot? Let me lay all across you. Yeah.
And then you get the cat hair all over you so that you're kind of just picking it off gently.
Yes,
like, oh,
yes,
yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Or maybe I should go home and just, he was already brushed earlier because, my girlfriend was brushing him earlier. Maybe I should just brush him some more and get the cat hair all over me some more, just be like that. Just roll around the bed. And make it things even better. I'll put catnip all over the bed because that's not going to hurt. Laying around on that catnip all over my body? No, that won't hurt.
Why don't I just come over and pour some granola on your bed, too?
Oh, that'd be even perfect. Oh, yeah. No, I don't. This isn't bad. I've been worse. I remember way back when, I remember not going to a prom, but going to Hampton Beach with a mutual friend, Phil, and his date, and
You were a third wheel
it's,
to Hampton
no, I
Beach?
had this. There was this other their friend that was kind of like my date, but she really wasn't. But it was like the four of us went to Hampton Beach.
Wasn't
We
really
had
there.
it wasn't really like. All I know is I had my own bed because I was burned to a crisp, and it was just weird. But I remember laying on the beach. I just really did not want to be there, so I never moved. So I laid on the beach the whole time because it was really disturbing watching. And this is Phil's wife now, but watching Phil and Kelly make out was not one of the things you wanted to see. So
No.
and you didn't want to
I
you
don't
didn't want to
even know
go
them, but I
back
don't
into
wanna see
well,
that.
yeah, but you didn't want to go back to the room, and you didn't know. So I just was kind of like stuck on the beach. So I laid out on the beach all day, and I ended up getting is it the sun poisoning or whatever they call it,
Yeah.
where you really get really bad.
And
Like,
you
I
get
got-
it. You
not
get
that
it
bad.
most of the time
Yeah.
when it's like overcast, and you think,
Yeah.
oh, I don't
Yeah,
need the sun.
it wasn't that bad. Yeah,
Right.
it wasn't that bad. It wasn't that sunny of a day, and I remember just like I was redder than I am. Like I was a total lobster, and I was totally burnt to a crisp where I couldn't even move. And it was one of those sunburns that you had to lay the towel on the bed. You know what I'm talking about? One
Yep.
of those, but like everything hurt. And I remember I was in so much pain, like I was passing out. I was like in so much pain, and I remember I was just laying in that bed, and it was supposed to be their magical moment. And it was like it's just
That
like
magical
it
moment.
was like they were
Their
trying to make a
first time.
magical moment, and they were on the floor because I was in one bed by myself because nobody could be around me because I was burnt like a crisp. The other girl that was there was so repulsed because I was like the raunchiest person she ever met with my humor. So I mean, she just did not like me from day one.
Yeah.
That's actually how I lose a
Somebody
lot
I
of
know?
dates as well.
I don't know. She was one of Kelly's friends
Okay.
from their school, and it was she just didn't like me because I had that really bad sense of humor at the time. Or yeah, at the time I didn't have that, and I didn't like her anyway. So it was one of those things where if I don't like you, you're gonna know it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you the bad sense of humor basically, and
rape your mother kind of.
yeah, yeah, like that.
Or
Right,
rape
right
my
from
mother.
right from the beginning. I'm just
Yes.
gonna give you that. And I remember she took the other bed. So Phil and Kelly are on the floor, and they're trying to make the magic happen.
Oh.
And I remember like I don't even remember the girl's name. She's just like, well, you guys don't even try this, please. Don't even, please. Don't even start it. And I'm just laying there going, ugh, because I'm in pain. I don't even know where I am, and I'm all like, I just need water and butter. That's all I need. I just need some butter. I just need some butter and
It
some
just
water.
melts right on the skin.
I just need something. What the hell is that? It sounds like 2 cats, and it smells like bacon and socks. What is that? It was disturbing.
Bacon and socks.
It's like, what is that smell? What is that? It was disgusting.
Wow.
But yeah, their magic moment got ruined because I think maybe that's why I don't talk to him.
That could be a
Maybe
possibility.
that's why it was kind of an awkward wedding. Maybe that's what it was.
Oh, the wedding.
Maybe that's why I was only an usher and not the best man at the wedding. Maybe that's what happened. Maybe that's where it was.
Sorry, excuse me.
Oh yeah,
Holy hell. Long day.
long day.
I feel like we did
Long,
something.
Long walk.
That's what we did, yeah.
Long walk. To see Glenn walk that 4 miles was amazing.
Yes.
That man is like
I was very
Moses.
impressed with his walking.
He is like Moses. Hardest working man in show business.
That man could walk over homeless people like nobody's business.
But I do want to know if any of the, because there was homeless people in front of the park.
Right.
Did any of the food go to them? Any of that hot dogs? Any of the water?
I don't
any
know.
of the chips?
I did wander out to the front of the park. And,
Did you have a hot dog in front of
And
them?
I let them watch me eat a hot
Did
dog.
you? Did you do
So,
this?
which I thought was nice of me.
Did you pull the thing I did and just have the hot dog and go, I was walking for you today. Oh.
They had the watermelon.
Yes.
Yeah, just walk past with
Oh,
the
they have
food
watermelon
going,
at the shelter.
you're welcome.
Yeah, you're welcome. We just did something for you, and you're welcome. This is one spicy wiener, by the way. This is probably the best hot dog I've ever tasted because I just walked 4 miles
For you.
for you. I just walked 4 miles. I got 3 waters, walking 4 miles, and I just got 5 hot dogs, man.
Yeah.
And they were serving birthday cake.
They were serving
Which
cake.
didn't
Yeah.
make any sense because when you're in the line, the first thing they were serving was cake.
Yep. And
It's like-
that's the last thing that,
That
you
didn't
want
make sense.
at the
It's
end
like,
of a
yeah,
4 mile
you're
walk.
doing it for hey, we got cake. It's like, well, no, you don't serve dessert first. Why is the dessert at the front of the line? You don't want to walk around with like messy cake and then
I-
try to handle your wiener.
When I got in line, I wasn't with any of you guys.
No,
like,
you beeline. You
I
saw
did. I
a
beelined it,
hot
and that's,
dog. You went boom. You
that's
were-
the first thing that I thought of when I was behind a guy who was part of the Coca-Cola team, and I was dying to say something to him, and then I'm like, what if it was the Coca-Cola team that donated the cake? I'm gonna look like the asshole.
Right,
Like,
yeah.
I was dying. I was just looking around, going, who can I tell? Oh, they're over there, and I don't want to lose
Yeah.
my space.
Yeah. And the cake said on there, like, happy anniversary, Gladys and Phil. I didn't know
Yeah.
who Gladys and Phil was, but it was nice they
Oh,
donated.
weren't those the two?
Maybe that was
played
the
the
woman
keyboard.
that sang. I think that was.
Well, I thought maybe they might be a couple homeless people.
They
I
could have
don't
been.
know.
They could have. But
Celebrating
maybe
their
the homeless
anniversary.
could have gotten some cake. I mean, it was just like, but
No,
yeah,
no, bad for their
No.
teeth.
They
Bad
don't
for the teeth,
deserve
They don't
cake.
deserve.
Yeah.
But I thought it was just kind of a little.
Cake is
ironic
for
that-
winners.
Because it seemed like the cops were kind of keeping the homeless out of the park.
Yeah.
We don't want your type in the park right now. We got an event going on.
Right,
we
yeah.
got the walk against hunger going on right now. We're walking
This
for
has nothing to do with you.
Just
Stay
nothing to
away.
do with you.
Move
If
along.
you want a
Move
meal, you
along.
go to New Horizons and you get your meal.
But there was nobody there. They closed it down so
Yeah.
that all the volunteers
Everybody
could be
was
in the
everybody
park.
was working at the walk, but no, to me, I just kind of, you feel guilty. I felt guilty just wolfing that hot dog down, and then that was the first one. After like the 5th or 6th hot dog, the guilt went away.
Yeah.
So these are
I ate
good.
5.
These
I
are
ate
good.
5 hot dogs.
You are a bottomless pit, young
I
man.
am. I think I'm hypoglycemic. I need a lot of calories.
You process that pretty quickly.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
food.
yeah.
I think I've seen him eat a whole pizza during one of our shows.
You have seen me eat a whole pizza.
All right.
yes.
Yeah.
We don't know where it goes. He just eats all this. He never gains a pound.
I think I have a tapeworm.
He probably did. We need to
I
get
named
that
mine Hector.
raw meat or whatever it was we discussed.
Oh yeah,
We
put it
need-
under my
we
butt.
need to-
Yeah.
we need to-
Yeah.
next
And you hover over
if
it.
we do
Yeah.
a show next week, we need to do that. We need to.
All right.
Let's bring some raw meat.
I'll bring
Let's
like
go to the new market basket.
I'll go to the market basket, get a pound of hamburger, and get some raw meat.
Yeah, the fuckers didn't donate any food.
They didn't, did they?
Clear Gatz's pet
looking
project.
we're looking at the shirt, and the shirt had Vista Foods.
Vista, which hasn't existed in
There
Manchester
hasn't been
at
a
least
Vista
3 or 4
Foods here in
years.
3 or 4 years. Now Vista still exists, but just not in Manchester.
Oh.
No, and you noticed when Sherman was mentioning out the sponsors,
He
Vista
never
wasn't
mentioned
mentioned.
Vista.
No.
So were they old shirts? Or they just is that why they were saying they'd put 2012 on the shirt?
You know, that's a good point.
Because I'm
For
wondering if they
$2,
were they
you
old
could
shirts.
have 2012 put
Because
on the
they
shirt.
had a thing. If you paid $2, they were going to put
Oh.
2012. So I'm wondering if they just recycled the shirt.
That must
But-
be because why else would they do something like that? Why else would they not just put it on there without you paying?
Because
for
I mean,
it?
we had the ones that said Mansterdam on the thing, and that's an easy thing. They just put it on the
Yeah.
sleeve.
Oh, that's
but-
interesting.
But they had a thing.
But I don't
where
want
they
to deface the
basically-
value of my
Mayor Gatz's
my
signature.
unique
Yeah.
Mayor Gatz's
But I'm
signature.
wondering if that's what it is. If they just to save money, they use the same shirt every year. Glenn, were you there last year doing anything with them, filming anything? No. Just because I just like to know why that maybe that's what they do. Maybe they just
Maybe.
recycle the same shirts, and that's maybe why you didn't have like everybody listed on the back.
Amsterdam
You
wasn't
still
there.
have like some of the older sponsors on the top, and
Charles
Yeah.
said they had ordered 800 t-shirts.
did they?
There was Patty Shack and there was Wings Your Way.
Yeah. You have like the salty
Huh.
dog.
The salty
You know,
dog.
like all these
Wow,
other things.
the front runner.
The front runner was one of the main sponsors on there. It's like, wow. These are
Hillary 08 was written
You
to
sure
somewhere.
these aren't old shirts,
Yep.
Sharon? These are brand new, but well, maybe they do that. but
Mondale
that's-
for president? What? Really? My God. No.
Mondale was on there. Oh, wow. Interesting stuff, but I'm
Interesting
wondering.
stuff,
And I
yes.
mean, and it's a neat way to raise a little bit more money by saying, hey, we'll iron on 2012 or whatever they were doing to make this an official 2012 shirt. They should do that more at concerts. They should make it more like personalized at concerts. They should have like you buy your concert shirt.
Like,
Just put,
For
like,
extra
I really
$2, you got
enjoyed it,
2012
signed
on
Dan.
it.
It's got your name on it
No, that's what they should
with
do.
quotes from the concert.
That's what they should do with the concert. They should just be like, we'll just for an extra $2, we'll put this venue's name and we'll put the actual where your seat was. Like they'll do something stupid like that.
Yeah.
Because that's what they're doing when you buy a ticket now online. You can actually see where your friends are sitting. I don't know if you've seen that. If you look at like
Wow.
Ticketmaster now.
And I thought Facebook was stalking.
Well,
it.
it's
Shouldn't have.
it's through Facebook. If you buy a ticket on Ticketmaster, and if your friend has bought the ticket
Oh,
and
okay.
they have it on Facebook,
okay.
you can click on and go, oh, there's where Jimmy's sitting.
That's
He's
a
over
good
there.
idea.
Yeah.
That's smart.
Yeah.
As long as you make it,
They have it
as
tied
long
in.
as it's your decision.
Because
to
you
make
can
it
even
public.
and you can make it public, and you can even click a thing that says "Find your friends." So if you're going to a show and you want to find your friends, you can click that. And people are even posting it on their Facebook, where they're like when we were on Amsterdam, Godsmack was in town, and they had people that were going to the Godsmack show. I was getting things on my Facebook that was like, "Hey, I'm going to Godsmack. Click here to find your friends where they're sitting," and you'd click, and it would bring you to a link to buy tickets.
You have 0 friends
And then it would
going
show
to see
you,
Godsmack.
and then it would show you where my friends were sitting for the shows, and I'm thinking, okay, that's kind of a neat idea if I
Yeah.
want to get tickets near them, and it's like, so it's a great marketing idea to
Yeah.
finally come up with that now. You would think they would have thought of that a while ago, but maybe that's one of the reasons why when Facebook went public a few days ago, that's why it skyrocketed. People are making all this money.
I got
off
my one
Facebook.
share of stock.
Did you? You got one
I'm
share?
out of here, bitches.
Got one share.
Till
You're on
tomorrow
the
when it
list?
goes down again.
I actually decided against getting any Facebook stock. I decided if I was going to invest in a winning company, I was thinking I had a choice. Facebook or Queen City Examiner. I was thinking, you know what, I'd rather put money in stock in Queen City Examiner because Facebook does not make a good guinea pig lineup.
Have you heard you could be a shareholder of Queen City Examiner? I'm sorry, Queen City Capital Examiner?
Queen City Capital Examiner.
QCCE News?
What is that? Is that the Concord version of the paper? Wow.
I know he can hear us because the man has supersonic hearing,
Yes, he does.
but I can see him in the reflection that he's just
I found that out.
going through his office.
I found that out earlier today at the walk when I was like, "Hey, who's that? What does he got? He's got headphones
That's
on."
why I hear you.
Oh,
Yes.
he's listening to the headphones. Oh, that's how he can hear us.
That's how he can
supersonic
hear us.
headphones.
Yes.
Although even today, you would just whisper. He would come running. He has supersonic hearing.
Yeah.
It was amazing. be like.
So on next week's verbal ejaculation, Celsius will be here.
Celsius.
Oh,
I,
God.
I need to watch your
Yes.
show Friday. 'Cause
Yes, you do.
I heard
When I
Celsius
make the
was
audio-
If you could tell me any word from any song,
Were they doing covers?
When I make the audio podcast of that, I'll take them out.
Glenn, where'd
I
you
hope
meet
they're not.
Celsius? Where was this band from?
They were in a club downtown.
A club downtown. That's pretty generic. What club were they?
What
in?
club let them play?
Like who lets them
was
in?
it a VFW post?
No, actually, it's a club that allows bands to come in and actually record.
Oh.
It was at Rax.
Oh,
Rax?
Oh, the
Yeah.
Jam Factory at Rax?
Yeah, they have a separate room. just
Yeah.
for
Yeah,
bands.
that's
you pay-
Sadi
you-
Khan.
You pay to go like record stuff, right?
Well,
It's
you
like-
don't pay for it.
No, you
I
don't.
believe
You
I
just
actually
go
saw
in.
you perform in that space. Have you ever performed?
Long time ago.
Oh, okay.
But Sadi, who runs that, he has a channel on IPMNation.com, the Jam Factory channel.
So you go in and you basically anybody can go in there and just record stuff. Is what this
Well,
place is?
he'll book anybody. You
Yeah.
play a set, but
Yeah.
they'll record it for you.
Oh, and that's Celsius.
That's Celsius now saying, "Hey, we're at the Jam Factory now, doing another set."
Come
So
see
anybody
us.
can go. So you could be that anybody. You could have any talent, and he would
The
book
mayor
you.
can go.
Yeah.
Use that term loosely.
Any talent, so anybody. The mayor may be a better musical guest from what I was hearing about how
Oh.
great Celsius was.
Probably,
So,
oh, they were so bad.
you know. So is that where you frequent? You go to the Jam Factory now? Is that what you do? Or you
No.
don't, you know?
I go to all the clubs to get bands.
That's what you so you go to like so you're going out. You're on the nightclubbing scene then. You're out actually working the scene when it's
Looking for bands.
the
He
hot-
works it all
Like
the
what
time.
night were they playing? Is what I'm trying to figure out. Was
That
it on
was
like
about a month ago.
Well, what
I
I'm
was
trying to.
in my car and they finally
was
called
it like
me.
a Tuesday night were they playing?
No,
Like
it
it was
was
like
on-
it was like
I think
But-
it was a Thursday or
Thursday night.
But so what was different about seeing them there that made you say, I want them to come
I
play?
didn't even hear him playing.
Oh.
I said, "Here's my
There
card.
it is.
If you're interested, call.
Oh, okay.
They-
Oh, okay. So you just so at least today when you heard that young lady play, you actually saw that she had potential, she had talent,
Yeah.
she's
Yes.
got a good look to her. So that you're auditioning today because you hear it.
Actually, this weekend I auditioned them all after what happened not too long ago. You don't audition them, you might get some crappy stuff.
Well, that's
Yeah.
what happens.
Yeah.
Usually when you hear like you usually have to go and listen to a performance,
Mm-hmm.
and then you
Oh,
go, oh, I'll have you.
Matt in the chat room is asking that we bring back Charlie Hunt.
Charlie Hunt.
He was one of yours as well. One of your little high school boys there that came in, the one that has
Oh,
cancer.
but he wasn't very good
Oh.
either.
Wow.
Not my boy.
Well, I don't think Matt in the chat room was asking
Was
for him
he
to
like-
perform,
He's not really
Oh,
making it.
sarcasm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What happened
or
to
just to look at. I
Oh,
think.
right.
what 23 there? What's his name there? I'm drawing a blank.
Brandon?
No. The
Howard
old-
McCarthy.
Howard McCarthy. Is he
Oh,
okay? Is he
he's
alright?
back.
Is he
He's
back?
coming back on our show soon.
Yeah, he
Howard-
lost a
Howard
ton of weight.
'Cause I know he
we
broke a hip
need
and
somebody
he was
to
out.
replace Lionel singing.
He's listening.
Because
I don't care.
Ooh, Lionel? No, he
it'd be
doesn't
nice.
listen to
It'd be
this.
nice to see. I want to see Howard back because Howard is a rare breed of
He's
talent.
back on 23. He'll be back on our station next month.
Because that is good to hear. Because I was worried. I didn't hear anything about Howard being better. So
Sorry, is that Lionel? Does he now have a direct line to Matt?
Yeah,
Connington?
Lionel is texting me.
Lionel's saying that's it.
He says, I'll come down there and kick all your asses.
Actually, he
Office.
says because he can't type. He can't figure out texting.
He doesn't even know how to use a computer.
Oh,
Good times.
good times indeed. Wrap it up. Anybody else tired?
Wrap it up
I'm
like those
exhausted.
free hot dogs.
I didn't
like
get
this
to
for you.
I didn't get to drink my energy drink, so I'm because
that
it was
energy drink that's
punctured,
spilled
so
all
I'm
over
like
the
Yeah.
place.
extremely
We had an
tired.
energy drink leak.
I've had
Was
no
that,
caffeine.
was that a Rockstar energy drink that blew up? Was that?
Get
No.
nails in your car?
What's
I
that?
think it was
You got
vagina
nails
hurts.
China hurts.
Needles?
Nails. How did it punch
Nails.
Oh, nails. I don't know.
You could just with cans. All you have to do is just put it on the ground and it'll puncture.
Yeah.
I'd sue the company that manufactured that. Was it Coca-Cola that puts that product out? I'd sue them. Sue them.
We got it.
You should just write to the company and say, listen, you bastards.
Yeah.
Or I'd sue the store that sold it to you.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I would
Sue them all.
Sue every one of them.
For damages.
You should. Because you're tired now, That energy beverage would have brought you up and perky.
It hurt the
Speaking of
show.
eclipses, maybe we should end it on this note. Total eclipse of
That
the
total
heart.
eclipse.
I'm just gonna fall asleep right here.
To that. Yeah, but I thought we were going to end it with a little this action here. I mean, come on. I mean,
A
it's
little aloe vera for you, my friend.
little.
Today's show is.
Little this.
Are we doing dual Bee Gees?
Look, Glenn's strutting to it.
Oh, mine's louder. Sorry.
Because I didn't crank mine up.
All right,
Because
well-
I don't like the distortion of the.
Let's put the volume down a little bit, and I'll just talk over it. To do my promos, our promos. Get up and dance, boys. No, Matt. No. After. Oh, I thought he'd stopped it already. I thought Glenn had stopped the show already.
Glenn's already ended the show. We're out of here, guys.
After a 4-mile walk, the last thing that we're gonna do right now is
Get up and walk.
dance.
Get up and dance.
So,
We
all
should
right.
have danced for the hungry. Too.
IPMNation.com. Upcoming shows. Do not miss. Matt Connerton Unleashed, Wednesday nights, 8 p.m., the televised edition.
Phil Grazzo will be my guest this week.
He's
Awesome.
confirmed.
And of course, hopefully you're there. And Dan, you're always welcome as well.
Yes.
And Glenn will be there. He is your producer for that show.
Yes.
Do you do a non-televised version as well? Still,
That's
right?
correct. Saturday mornings at 10 a.m.
Saturday mornings, 10 a.m. The radio edition of Matt Connerton Unleashed, an express version still available?
Yes, every Wednesday I upload a 30-minute express edition. 30 minutes or less. Delivery always free.
Wednesday night, 11 p.m. Eastern, IPMNation.com and TV23. The boys at Amsterdam. Joel the Moose Elber, Ryan Michael, because apparently he doesn't want to use his last name anymore.
No.
And Peter White. Friday nights, IPMNation.com. Roulette at Large, gone global and available at QCEnews.com, 8 p.m. Eastern. We have a guest coming up. Our musical guest is the Patrick Band.
Patrick Duffy
The
experience.
Patrick Duffy Experience.
Wow. That's a good band. Patrick Duffy experience.
I don't.
They're going to be on Friday
really
night
don't know.
shows.
He's gonna hypnotize.
Oh, and
Oh,
yes,
that's
Matt
right, yes.
Connerton will be hypnotizing somebody to stop smoking, and it's not going to be me.
That's right. I am. the
That
mesmerizer.
day will come.
Wow.
Matt the Mesmerizer. And then finally to round off the week, Sunday nights, starting at 8 p.m. Eastern, the Peter White Show, followed by us with an all-new edition of Verbal
Are they
Ejaculation.
doing a show next week?
The Peter White Show may not be live next week. I think they said that they are going to take it off for Memorial Day weekend.
Oh,
Which
Are we
reminds
gonna
me,
be live?
we will post on Facebook at Verbal Ejac if by chance we are not going to be doing a show next weekend for Memorial Day weekend in case any of us are away or on vacation. We'll let you know ahead of time. Otherwise, just plan on us being here for 9:30 p.m. next week. And tune in, make sure to tune in Friday for Roulette at Large because Glenn has got a lot of stuff coming up for his show. It's going to be very exciting. And on that note, as we play out to...
Yeah, it's
The
kind of
Bee Gees.
ironic that the song is "Staying Alive."
I
and
know.
He passed away.
he should have taken his own
He should
advice.
have taken
It's
his
true.
advice, Yes.
We're down to one Gibb brother, so...
But he's
All right.
talented
And one
one.
is
Yeah.
the loneliest number.
One is
It
the
is.
lonely, different group, but
Oh, sorry.
is that
They did do a
Yeah,
song
yeah.
called "One," but it's not the same.
Different trio.
different trio? All right. Thank you all for tuning in. We will see you next week.